I see us rolling. We're live, and it is Saved by the Dice, and we are over 100 followers now, like 105 or something, or whatever. What is it, Jeff?
105.
Yeah. So yay for us! If we could only get that number on YouTube, where incidentally all of our shows. Because Twitch doesn't leave them on for very long. We have our catalog over on YouTube, so if there's a show that you want to watch on Saved by the Dice, all of that stuff gets stacked over there, and if you follow us there, it'll make us easier to show up in the YouTube searches, which will spread the Saved by the Dice love, because we love on Saved by the Dice, don't we, fellas?
Oh, yeah.
That was so confident.
Maybe?
The scientist says maybe.
There's only so much enthusiasm I have at one time.
I know. It's minuscule. Anyway, it is the Shatterpoint, and some of us have black bags on our heads. I play Tamery. I'm Jerry D&D here on Saved by the Dice, and I am an elf, which is a half elf, half gnome person, and I am the bard, and I was at an apothecary. I pretended to have a toothache, and I got nabbed on the way back to my group.
The Committee for Proper Traditionist was not impressed.
Yeah. Somebody else go.
Tam, tell us about your character and what you're doing right now.
Hello, people. I am still Sterling. I'm still playing Tam. What's he doing this week? So he's probably about to kick down a door and really, really ruin somebody's morning.
What about the
largely
cat?
Because there's a bit of a ruckus going on right now.
Well, it's still evening, or is it morning now? I don't know. I want to know about the cat, though.
I think it's like really, really early morning.
If we could get through intros, we could find out. I'm Jeff, and I'm playing Albert the dwarf.
And Anton.
And I'm Anton, and I'm going to a party.
We are down a couple of players today for mysterious reasons of mystery. But I am Talendel, your DM. I'm here to try and kill people, but pretend like I'm not trying to kill them.
Principal Overlord.
Yeah, I like that title. It's nice. It's very ego-inflating. So last we left off, it is definitely late into the night. And a lot of you, you guys just got into Raventown, which is the capital city of the country you've been in this whole time. But you guys had some complications because you've had troubles with the law, murdering people, not, covering your tracks, and of course there was that plague that you guys heard about that had just reached the city. So it pretty much got on lockdown. You guys made your way to the tavern, all met up, and half of you separated and are now being black-bagged and dragged off to some mysterious place, basically hoping that your familiars can track you and show you where you are and all that stuff. Anyways, there are 3 of you who are still in the tavern. 2 of you are currently being captured or trying to be captured, and that's Lagar and the brother Lockhead, who is also an NPC, and Lagar's not here. Tam, however, is here and heard everything because he doesn't sleep and is really annoying for surprise attacks. Because he's like me, and in any public situation puts his back to the wall and watches everything, which is really annoying from the DM's standpoint.
It's literally his day job.
So Tam has heard some ruckus inside of this tavern, and oh my god, I forgot to preload a tavern map because I'm unintelligent. So I will load up the Golden Goose from Dagger Falls because that's the one that I know I have. Yeah.
Well,
this is the Golden Lion.
If it helps at all, I am not resisting them in the slightest. I am merely every step in the direction that I take for every step with my 20 intelligence.
I am, but I've been got. She's not going to be quiet. If that is their anything that they hope for, she is not going to let them have. If they want her to be quiet, she's not going to be quiet. If they want her to just be still, she's not going to be still.
So she's going to get stabbed instead.
So accommodating.
So, Tamery, or
Yeah.
Jerry playing Tamery, why don't you go ahead, just for roleplay purposes to get this out of the way, why don't you go ahead and scream?
Well, I have a bag on my head, so and I was pretending like I had a toothache, so I'm still in sort of the method mode. I haven't transitioned completely out of not having a toothache, so it's like, just like I sound like a weird Muppet.
Okay, so you go to make noises like that, and you hear nothing. Your voice feels fine. You don't feel sick or anything, but no sound comes out of your mouth.
I curse them. They don't know what I'm. If I can't hear it, I'm guessing that nobody else can. So it's like, your mother's never loved you. You're all quite pathetic. You're underachievers. Just, I don't know.
Those are probably all true.
I mean, they did join a cult.
Yeah, it's like, you can't think for yourselves. It's so pathetic. You probably all wear matching outfits just to comfort one another.
So I'm going to share this map with you, Tam. Well, actually, I'll share it with everybody just so that people can see what's going on, and I will position the peoples, and you can play it out as you please.
Okay. I, on the other hand, am going to be very gregarious and accommodating with my kidnappers.
Well, that's lovely for them, then.
Mm-hmm. We're going to have a great time.
Okay.
So, Tam, you hear some rustling. Are you looking at the map with me?
Yes, I have it up.
Okay. So you hear some rustling from the room that was preserved for you, or reserved for the party, and it doesn't sound fun. And then, yeah, that's all you hear because you rolled a perception check last time, I believe. What do you do?
So he's gonna go check it out.
What happens to the cat?
That's a good question. I'll figure this out as we go.
Okay.
It sleeps.
It sleeps.
It's probably curled up asleep on his shoulder, right? On his shoulder right now.
Yeah. So the door there is unlocked. The bartender sees you heading back there, and he just kind of nods towards you and goes back to mixing drinks.
So Tam's gonna surreptitiously take a peek inside.
Roll me a surreptitious stealth roll. They hear the door creak really loudly as you open this door.
All right, what do I see though?
You see that. Roll me initiative. You see two guards standing there wrestling with the guard.
Now I get the 18.
And Lockhead seems he has a black. They both have black bags over their heads, but Lockhead seems like unconscious and tied up on the floor. They're currently grappling Lagar.
I thought Legrar saved, though.
Lagarde saved on the magic that was. They basically did hold person on him, and he saved against it. So I think it would be easier if I just removed people from combat, maybe. But Tam, you're first. So what do you want to do?
Well, these two are currently attacking someone affiliated with Tam, so there's only one response.
Are they wearing pretty pink robes? No, they're not.
No, these are knights dressed in like blue and silver armor.
Yeah.
You recognize these as the cultist knights.
Well then. That's
what was that?
That's
You're Oh, okay. Yeah, you're sounding kind of muffled to me right now, Tim.
All right, so primary action was the spear. Bonus action, that.
He'll land a blow clean in the chest. And the instant that you do damage to him, he disappears and teleports over here
Scaredy cat.
on top of the table.
Actually, that's a diss to the cat.
And he's really resistant to that much damage?
He resists bludgeoning damage, yeah. I guess the DM answer would be that blow didn't quite do as much damage as you expected.
Yeah, all right.
It's like whenever you take a baseball bat and hit a metal pole and it just like vibrates your hand.
What I noticed last time was that because I had the resistances, I had that built into these characters the last time you fought them, but I didn't have it worded correctly, so Fantasy Grounds didn't recognize it, so they were a lot easier for you last time. This Blood of Vecna decides that he doesn't like your bullshit, and he's going to pull out a heavy crossbow, make a shot at you.
Does he have disadvantage?
For what reason would he have disadvantage?
Because it's like really close space, and is that? I guess.
He would get a disadvantage if he had someone within 5 feet of him and he were making a ranged shot.
Ah, see, I still learn things. The more you know. Do.
He fires a crossbow bolt and it literally doesn't go anywhere near you. He drops it on the ground and pulls out his sword and ends his action. His great sword. This Blood of Vecna attempts to cast some magic over Lagar again. Lagar needs to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Sorry.
What are you sorry for?
I just said Georgie into the mic, and y'all don't want to hear that.
Oh, holy fuck. Okay. So this guy tried to cast Hold Person on him again, but Lagar just crit his saving throw. So instead, this guy over here that you didn't attack is now paralyzed.
I bet his friend's looking at him like, whose side are you on?
Right.
If you join the enemy.
Give me just a second to add the paralyzed. Because it is not fun when your magic backfires. Lagar's probably going to try and take the bag off of his head and make a swing at this guy. I'll man Lagar just for this fight, just because it's kind of crucial. There are only 2 of you fighting here, so.
If you want, I'll play him since I'm not involved anyway.
That would make my job so much easier.
Yeah, dude.
Let me clear him for you.
Play all the things. Play all the things.
Smash.
There you go. You should be able to grab him.
Oh, he forgot the level last time.
Uh-oh.
He's only level 5. That's okay. He can deal with that himself later. Okay, so I have a bag on my head and a dude near me.
Yep.
Can I take the bag off of my head and try to put it on his head?
You could totally do that.
What would you like?
He is paralyzed right now.
Exactly.
Well, this guy is right in front of me, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's the guy who's paralyzed.
So I'm going to shove these chairs out of the way. 1, 2,
Boom, boom.
3. Okay. So I'm going to move over here after removing the bag, and I'm just basically going to try to cinch it on his head.
Okay, so that's the one that's not paralyzed. So I will say that make a normal attack roll against him and see if you hit, you have the bag over his head.
Okay.
So you still want to really go for the one that's not paralyzed?
So just take this as a -1 to hit because it's a +1 battle axe, but he doesn't seem to have normal weapon.
Does that
that
hit?
was a 24.
Oh yeah, that totally. There's no way that doesn't hit.
Oh. Yay for Lagar!
And I think he gets a second attack. So for the second attack, I think he's going to Yeah, we're just gonna hit him with the battle axe.
Nice. You deal some damage to him.
There you go.
You feel like most of your damage, or all of the damage that you expected to go through, went through.
Okay.
So
Tim.
what effect does the bag over the melon impart?
It's enchanted to silence whoever is meloned, bagged, whatever.
Also blind?
Blind and deaf.
Well, I mean, yeah, they literally physically can't see through it, but it. So yeah, he can't see you right now. So let me put blinded on it.
All right. So what Tam is gonna do then is this guy's still up on the table, correct?
Yep.
He's gonna go for a hamstring strike with his advantage.
When you go to hit him as a reaction, he flinches or whatever, and you see this magical shield come over him. And let me see. And you barely miss by 1 point.
Ooh.
Damn you, shield. Unless I'm playing a mage, then yes, I love shield.
Boo, shield! Yay, shield! We should have that little emoji. Boo, shield! Yay, shield!
Oh dear God!
Wow.
That one hits. I will say because it's a crit, I will double the damage that he doesn't resist it. So that's what, 10 more points? Yeah, 10 more points of damage that you take.
Yep.
That's number 5. All right, what else do you do?
So that was the bonus and the primary action. So there's nothing else he can do this turn.
Okay. So, Blood of Vecna 5 just had a bag put over him, and he basically just had the shit beat out of him. But he's not paralyzed or restrained in any way, so he's going to take the bag off of his head, and he's going to make a swing at Tam over there.
Don't forget to remove blinded.
You? How do I?
So no longer paralyzed?
The effects thing, it kind of looks like a weird bird. There you go, you got it.
Why does it look like a bird, or is that like not
I
what
don't
it
know.
really is?
I don't know. What
It's a shoe with a wing.
Oh.
As you'd expect.
Oh yeah, it is kind of a shoe with a wing, but it's very interpretive. It's like when you go to the therapist. What do you think this is?
Yeah, it's like a Rorschach test.
Oh yeah, the second hit was a crit though.
Oh.
Doesn't he need one of those to take the bag off his head?
Well, taking the bag off of his head is not an attack action. The reason why it was an attack action for Lagar is because he was trying to put it on like a resisting enemy. So taking it off is essentially stowing or pulling out a weapon. It's an item action.
Oh yeah, you didn't put it on the paralyzed one. That's right.
Nah, he's already paralyzed. I didn't see much reason to.
So he does some sizable damage to you and ends his turn. The other guy is paralyzed and can't do shit.
He can't even move his mouth. Like he's that paralyzed.
I'm pretty sure paralyzed keeps you from being able to cast, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
And I guess you can't speak clear enough.
Lagar, what do you do?
Alright, so let's come in. 2 swings.
Nice, the first one's a hit. For max damage too, man.
Oh, that's not good.
Ha ha ha! You drop your weapon.
Damn it.
It actually goes flying in 10 feet.
I'm still getting that.
I'll say it lands behind Tam.
Okay.
Did Lockheed not have a turn? Or
Lockheed is
tied up. Oh no, he's okay. He's unconscious.
Oh, okay.
So Tam,
Tam is not having any of this.
Why did you have advantage on that?
It's still flanking.
Oh, nice. Yeah, okay, cool. So that hits for sure.
Lagar's looking for his hammer or battle axe.
With pretty damn good damage, and the guy goes down. You basically shove your spear into the eye slit of his helmet, and he's very dead.
So
What you get for trafficking with liches?
What I want to do here is, if I've got this guy impaled, I want to pick him up with the spear, drop him in front of his buddy, and then tap the paralyzed guy on the head with a spear blade and say, "We need to talk."
Uncle Momo has a new friend in hell now.
By the way, that was a fantastic Kill Bill reference, Jeff.
Yeah.
So you can totally do that. Roll me a strength check to try and pick this very heavy plate armored person up.
Oh,
Can I get some help from Lagar?
Some leverage.
If Lagar would like to help you, you can totally do it.
Athletics? Yeah.
Oh.
Well, with him helping you, one of you can, if he's helping you, you can roll at advantage.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I like Lagar's 7 better, so
Oh no!
that's not helpful.
Between the two of you, you can drag his body on the ground.
Get the paralyzed guy to help.
Like, give us a hand.
Yo, Lockhead, get the bag off your head. We got some work to do.
Lockhead is currently unresponsive.
Oh, right.
Always laying down on the job.
Cat,
Even
get
so-
the kitten to do it. If you want a job done properly, send a kitten to do it.
Lagar will
Any
lay
event.
on hands and give him a couple of hit points. I don't want to use too much of Lagar's resources, but I will do lay on hands.
It's the
To give Lockhead a couple of hit points?
Yeah.
Okay. If
Is
you
Lockhead
expend
hurt?
5... Lockhead doesn't appear to be wounded, but if you expend those 5 hit points, you can awaken him, essentially.
Okay, cool.
Was he just sleeping through it?
So, basically, he starts to stir. His hands are tied behind his back, and he's still black-bagged. He's moving around a lot, but he's not making very much noise.
Cut him loose.
You guys can easily cut him loose, and if you'd like, take the bag off of his head, and he's essentially like, "Where are they? Where? Let me at him! Let me at him!" And he looks at the situation, realizes everybody's already dead or captured, and he just kind of slumps in place. He kicks the dead body.
Yeah, so thanks. Very helpful there.
I have my moments, you know. There's certain we dwarves are wasted on cross country. We're natural sprinters.
Nobody was running. Anyway,
He literally looks at the ground and just is like.
I'm still captured.
so step 1, remove said pointy weapons from reach of paralyzed Yahoo.
You can totally disarm him, and he is literally incapable of resisting you. If you would like to do what you had described before, roll me an intimidation check at advantage.
Nice.
You get the smell of urine in your nose, and you see kind of a tear inside of his helmet.
I see I have your attention.
He doesn't really do anything but kind of breathe and look at you. He's very under the control of his power.
But he's going to prove problematic because he can't answer me, can he?
Nope. His body still functions, but he can't move his lips.
Technically, the vocal cords would still work, so he might be like, oh.
Yeah, he can maybe
But
make
it's nothing intelligible.
Yeah.
All right, let's make this easy. One, yes. Two, no.
He goes,
Very good.
It's like Scooby-Doo.
When in doubt, go for the Captain Pike setup. Anyway, were you sent for all of us or just a specific person? Crap, that's not a yes or no. Were you sent for
all of us, or none of, or some of us?
So let's try this again. Were you sent for a specific person in my group?
he kind of looks around. You can see his eyes flick kind of back and forth, and he goes,
This is so funny.
So you were sent for all of us then? Crap, I don't have any other questions.
If Albert
this
were
would
there,
be...
he would tell him to stop concentrating on his own spell.
He can't be stopped by it. He's essentially like a Sith who's force lightning into a lightsaber that's redirecting it back to him. His literal nervous system is locked up. He can't stop it.
Poor bastard.
And Tam has nothing that'll actually snap him out of it.
You're not a spellcaster, are you? Not like a legit spellcaster?
Not particularly, no.
You have Dispel Magic.
Where's Bropez?
Nope.
Or Anton?
Anton.
Kidnapperinoed.
Oh, you were kidnapped too? Okay, I thought it was just me and Albert. Okay, never mind. Well, that's difficult.
How long does Hold Person last?
Hour or maybe a minute, maybe 10 minutes.
I think it's just a minute. I think.
Oh.
A save upon taking damage. Punch him in the forehead.
Start beating the crap out of him. And be like, "This is for your own good. You're welcome."
Stop
I'm
hitting
doing this
yourself.
because I love you.
I mean, none of that is true, but... Also, Tam's not really one to torture anybody, so he's just going to stand there until...
Really? That's interesting.
Until the spell dissipates.
I'm actually surprised of that too.
A
couple seconds go by. Time feels like, forever. He's literally just standing there doing nothing, looking around. And then all of a sudden he snaps his fingers. His muscle tension, his muscles don't even untense, but he snaps his fingers and casts Thunderwave.
Uh-huh.
See, I wasn't going to kill you, now I'm going to kill you.
I need all three of you, and I'll take care of Lockhead, to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
I can't believe I didn't do
And you
it.
need to beat a 16. That's right, I gotta do Lockheads. Wow, Lockhead just barely missed. So, Tam, you go flying into the wall, and on top of the normal damage, you take... oh, yes, and go ahead and roll me
Poor
initiative,
kitten.
I guess. But you take the full damage. Give me a second.
Poor kitty furry. Or fury.
And you go flying back into the wall and take another d6 of damage. So 3 more points of damage. You and Lockhead are both against the wall. However, Lagarde, you take half of so you take 5 points of damage essentially, and are unmoved.
All right.
And I believe Tam is still at the top of the order, so it is your turn, Tam.
So he got punted there. So he's going to get back up. He's going to charge the guy. Bracer, punch blade's coming out. He's going straight for the throat. He offered this guy mercy, and he said no. So now he's going to fucking murderize him.
Did you offer him mercy though?
Yes.
When did you tell him that you would spare him?
When he dropped the guy at his feet and says, "We're going to talk."
Yeah, but you didn't tell him you were going to spare him.
He didn't put him down when he had the opportunity.
Try to see it from this guy's point of view. There's a lot of murder and prisoners taken and sacrifices. He knew you were going to kill him whether or not he answered you.
Well, now he is going to get murdered.
Oh, yeah. If you can hit him.
16 misses him?
Oh, yeah. He's wearing plate armor. That 24 is a hit, though.
Yeah, and we're gonna spellblade this as well. So that, oh damn, I did that as a crit. Sorry. So take half of that off, or I'm sorry, take 7 of that off.
Yeah.
20.
So, spellblading, you make an attack and you imbue it with a spell, but that takes an action.
Yep, that was the unarmed strike with the bonus action. Because he's a monk.
But you made an attack that, with your attack action, you made an attack that didn't use the spellblade.
No, that was the bonus strike.
Wasn't that because this is the second attack that you've made this turn?
I led with the bonus action strike.
Oh, okay.
Because if you look in the tracker, the first one is the unarmed, then the spear is the one that he typically spellblades through, just because lots and lots and lots of damage.
Okay.
Really
it's been a little while for me.
Yeah, it's been
it's
like
all
2
good.
weeks.
And that happens as frost starts growing from the wound.
Nice. Very nice. Is there anything else you want to do with your turn?
Other than look really, really pissed off at this guy? No.
Underneath your veil, with Kitty Fury going.
Yeah, I mean, Tam doesn't have laser eyes, but he has laser eyes right now.
Well, I think the tiny little kitten on your shoulder going, must imbue some fear.
So you're moving out of flanking range.
Indeed. But I have a reason. I am going to go ahead and slam him with this battle axe. Might help I target him first. You might want to remove paralyzed from him too.
Ah, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it was a critical hit on. Okay.
Yeah, you get auto crits when they're paralyzed. Okay.
All right. There you go.
So if this hits, I'm going to cast Thunderous Smite, which it does.
And he shields so that it doesn't hit him.
Doesn't he have?
You have the divine channel divinity that'll give you a +10 to the attack roll.
Yeah, screw it. Let's do that.
Okay, you definitely hit him.
So he shields, and I'm just like, nope, my god's better than yours.
Yeah.
My god's prettier.
So I'm going to do a Thunderous Smite. So he needs to make a strength save, DC 13. Fuck. But I still get to add 2d6 damage.
Oh, you already had him do the strength save. Okay.
Yeah. I was trying to knock him into the fire.
Oh, nice. So you
wait,
do
sorry,
something.
for the rest of my movement, going back into flank.
Okay. You do some pretty mean damage.
Yes,
On the first section.
I'm still captured.
I don't think Tamery likes being black bagged.
I don't. I hate it.
Aren't we all captives in our own way?
Oh, stop getting philosophical. Blah, blah, blah.
Philosophical?
Yeah, philosophical.
I used to play trumpet for them.
Uh-huh.
Sorry.
Wow.
Anyway.
So, this guy, what would he do in this situation? I think this guy is going to,
Get wrecked.
yeah, he's gonna get wrecked. But you guys need an informant. Okay, so this guy picks up his greatsword. No, I think you guys removed the greatsword for him.
Yeah, y'all did.
So this guy reaches his hand up, and it looks almost like he's trying to pick up something really heavy, and you feel this kind of like electrical tension in the air. And all of a sudden, he cocks his head to the side and falls dead to the floor.
Oh.
He did the cyanide capsule.
You see a shadow pick up from his corpse, just like this silhouette of like a black person thing, whatever. Anyways, and it flies through the roof and disappears.
Okay, maybe not.
Well, that happened.
What would you guys like to do?
Lagar is going to go stand next to Lockhead and be an NPC.
Do NPC things.
Lockhead speaks up and is like, "Where's the rest of the party? That couldn't have been the last of them."
Tam's gonna cautiously poke his head in the room to the north.
There's no one in there.
Yeah, which he will communicate back to Locke and say, "Yeah, they're gone."
Well, realistically, if they were going to try and kidnap all of us, they probably had some base nearby. Some building. I mean, a safe house or something. Do you guys know the city very well?
No.
Not enough to find it unassisted.
Does anybody know the Speak with Dead spell?
I do.
Yeah, but you've been black bags, Tamery. You're not here, Tamery.
I know. I'm really not enjoying this.
She's speaking with dead inside the bag.
Yeah. I just want y'all to feel, that I am missed, that y'all need me. So I just have to tell y'all that I know how to do that. But then again, his soul flew up. Oh, well, it's not really speaking with the soul, is it?
Tam's gonna check the bodies.
That is a pretty good investigation roll.
Does Kitty Fury watch?
I imagine once the festivities are over, Kitty Fury just goes back to sleep.
Yeah, pretty much. So you don't find anything on the body, but the cat actually hops off of your shoulders and goes down to the corpse and starts licking the face a little bit. It's not eating it or anything. Like it doesn't bite the nose off or anything. But after a second, it climbs back onto your shoulder and whispers into your ear.
Wait, the cat is talking now?
The cat is talking now, but only to you.
Lagar is fairly wise, and he is going to tell Tam that whatever we do, we should probably get out of here soon because there were multiple thunder spells that went off inside of this tavern.
Not my tavern shop!
I expect that the guards will be here at some point.
Fair enough.
It's like, we just let off about 5 pounds of TNT in here. I don't think we're getting the deposit back on the room.
So as they're walking out, and as Ty is telling me whatever the kitten is saying, Tam will walk out, past the barkeep, give him a look, toss him a couple of coins, and say, "Sorry about the mess."
So, yeah, I hope it isn't too big of a mess. Last time we had adventurers in here, they broke all of our chairs.
Considering where that thunder wave was located at, I would imagine that every stick of furniture in that room got annihilated.
You're gonna need to redecorate.
Splinters everywhere.
Poor guy.
The barkeep very angrily accepts your money and tells you to get out and never come back.
Aww.
Do you know who's an excellent interior decorator? Tamery.
You know who's silenced by a magical black bag? Tamery.
In character.
So Lockhead and Lagar will follow you. At this point, I'm going to say Lagar is basically out of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to worry about him until he gets back.
Cool. Well, clear then.
So I'm going to pull us off of this map, and then I'm going to reshare with you guys the city map, and you can tell me what you plan to do.
Thunder and lightning.
Did the bodies have any kind of insignia on them or something?
Yes, actually. Each of them on their breastplates had the symbol of a left hand with an eye in the middle of it.
All right, so not quite a badge he can rip off.
Not a what that he can rip off?
Not like a badge or a patch or something.
No. I mean, you could cut the leather parts of their armor away if you wanted to.
Actually, Tam is going to do that because we're going to need that.
Okay. So just to give you a little bit more of a reference, that number 1 in the middle of the city is the castle, the keep. The number 2 is the tavern that you guys just left. 8 is the doctor there. And just below number 1 is the library tower. It has like 7 levels to it.
Where did I get kidnapped? Just
In between, you got kidnapped in between the apothecary and the tavern.
Which is number 8, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So.
You got kidnapped right about there.
Okay.
So, not knowing anybody else in this city, Tam is going to head for the embassy.
All right, the embassy. I'll say that the embassy is within. Well, no, because I don't want you guys to be introduced to that yet. So the embassy's number 7 over there. So
All right,
you guys.
that's where he's heading.
All right, you guys can safely make your way there. None of you are bothered after the kidnapping attempt, and I don't have a map for this because I didn't expect you to go to the embassy. Just being honest. So we're going off map. Basically, they recognize you and ask, not like recognize your face, but they recognize you like racially speaking and ask what they can do to help you.
Tam's going to drop the breastplate on the table or the counter or whatever. Says, I need to find them.
The people there at the counter looked very puzzled, and they don't really recognize the symbol. They're not sure how to exactly help you with this. Do you have anything more specific maybe that you can help with?
They're a cult. They kidnapped several individuals today, and they're supposed to be living underground somewhere.
Underground. Now that I may be able to help you with. I have some city schematics some underground areas, mostly sewers and such. But we keep these just to be sure, like, in case there's some kind of situation we have to sneak someone out of the city. Let me see if I can go get those for you. They saunter off a bit and come back with basically their arms full of maps and schematics, and they ask, is there maybe anything specific, like maybe a specific underground space or something that they prefer? Do you know what side of the city they're on, maybe?
Tam gives the cat a little look.
The cat jumps off of your shoulder and walks all over the papers, and the people at the desk are like, pesky feline, we're trying to do something here, and they start to pick her up or pick him up, I guess, and try and hand him back to you.
Was there a particular map that he was favoring?
There was, and he looks like he wants to be let down right now. But the crazy desk people don't like cats walking all over their papers.
So Tam will take that map. He will take in one hand. He'll set it out on a table, and then he'll pick up the kitten and put it on it.
The cat walks around all over it for a second and kind of circles the center a little bit, and then lays down on an area in the northeastern section of the town.
Show me what you have for that area.
The person at the desk looks kind of puzzled at you and is like, okay. They go to their, they ruffle through some of their paper scrolls and such, and they say, well, yeah, doesn't that temple, there's a temple over there that has an underground section. It's been closed down for a long time, though. Nobody uses that. Are you sure that's where you're interested in?
Tell me everything.
Don't tell me all the things.
So basically, they give you the map that they're working with and communicate that it's a temple to Helm that hasn't been active for a good few decades. Basically, people lost hope in some of the more basic gods or any gods at all, and it hasn't been used for a long time. But it used to be a part of their old network to get outside of the city. They had an underground area. They are willing to part with the maps as long as you say that you will bring them back in one piece, and they want to know if there's anything else they can help you with.
Y'all better bring the maps back in one piece.
And Tam is the kind of person who would say, I can't actually promise I'll bring it back in one piece.
We understand. Just please try your best. I mean, we don't have a lot of copies of these maps.
I understand. I will do what I can.
If there's anything else we can help you with, please let us know. Also, you wouldn't happen to be the person who sent, well, we can't really divulge anything, but you wouldn't happen to know anybody from out of town, would you?
He's going to hold up his left hand, and if you'll let me do this, he'll actually, with his kind of a minor firebolt cantrip, actually draw the sigil that he burned into the piece of wood.
What are you drawing it into?
He's just doing it up in the air.
Okay, for thematic reasons, that's fine.
Yeah.
So they basically look very concerned at you and say, well, we apologize. We mean no harm by this, but the person that you sent here has since gone missing. You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
I would not.
We're doing our best to find and protect her. We actually had a party sent out by the king himself just recently, but still they haven't come up with anything. I was hoping that someone who had sent her here in the first place would know more about the situation. She hasn't been very forthcoming when she was here.
She needs time.
Right. Well, we wish you the best of luck, and hopefully maybe you can find her if she's still in the city at all.
One disaster at a time.
They ask,
With that, he'll pick up the map, put the kitten on the shoulder, turn around, and walk out.
all right, fantastic. So you have a starting point of where you think this might be, which I will say it's that building in the corner here is the old rundown temple. You guys can, as the city is pretty much on lockdown. There's nobody coming in or out. There are no real threats going on right now besides people who tried to kidnap you, who you have since murdered. Brava. You can make it into the church, and it definitely seems like there hasn't been anybody here for a couple of decades. I mean, when you breathe dust. Like you choke on it. And it doesn't smell like a good place. Or I mean, it doesn't smell. What is the word I'm trying to use? God, language has gotten away from me. It smells old and musty and just completely unfrequented. But you feel a draft coming from underneath.
Okay, just stepping out of character for a second, I just looked at Tam's wound total, and I want to do something about that.
Yeah, what prep would you like to do?
So would it have been possible to do either a short rest or have Lagar use some of his magic or something, just so that Tam's not walking in half dead?
Yeah, Lagar can use lay on hands on it. And I will say it's 5 times 6, right? It's 30 points. He's already used 5. He can heal you 25 points.
Shiny. That would have brought it down to 3, I think. Yeah.
Just stupid numbers, annoying. But yeah, no, you're down to 3. It was like, oh, it'll heal him 25 points. I'll put in 20. Oh no, I need to put in. Oh god, what was that number? Yeah, it was 3.
Yes.
So if you search in this chapel, it's not hard to find. Like there isn't a magically enchanted doorway like before in the recent safe houses that you've gone through. There's just a basement that you can go down into. And if you would like to, you can enter there now, or you can take a short rest or something. What do you want to do?
So the land hand stuff only refreshes with a long rest, correct?
The what now?
Lagar's lay on hands.
Yes.
Because the only advantage of taking a short rest right now would be to do additional healing, because Tam didn't spend any key in that last fight. So unless Lockhead has something he could do with a short rest, my inclination is to just head on in.
Lockhead does see that you guys have a couple of scrapes. I forgot that I made him able to heal last time. So he will basically sprinkle some powder over the 3 of you, and you kind of choke on it, but it heals you the rest of the way. Is there any other kind of prep you want to go to before I bring us over to the other map?
Let me check the inventory here real quick, because I don't think there's anything else I can do.
Lockhead specifically, he walks up to the door to the basement and kind of places his hand on it. We see him acting kind of strangely, hesitantly. He turns to look at you and has this weird look on his face, and he's like, do you hear that? I do you know what that is?
Do I know what that is?
Perception check? That was a nice perception check. You don't hear anything. And after it looks like he's kind of straining a bit, and he's like, I don't know, maybe it was nothing. Let's just move on whenever you're ready.
So Tam's going to primeval awareness down and kind of see what, if anything, humanoid-wise is down there.
You sense about like 100 or a couple 100 feet down. It's pretty far down. If I can pull it up appropriately. You sense about 10 people down there, maybe 12. And they're all humanoids. None of them are, well, actually, one of them is a fae. I don't know if you can sense fae.
If she's part humanoid, it should partially show up, I guess.
It's a ladrin.
Yeah, so she's half elf, half gnome.
Well, they're both actually fae. They're both actually fae. She's all fae, really.
Yeah, so you would not sense her, actually.
Interesting.
If that Faye is me, I don't know. I'm making assumptions here.
All right, so Tam's gonna make the mental note of 10-ish, and feel free to punt it over to the rest of the crew as they're descending the 1966 Batman, totally not hideout here sign over the steps.
Let me resize this a bit. So is there any other prep that you want to do before you enter this?
No.
Okay. So that's taking a second to load, annoyingly. But I will share a map with you. Once you open the door, you see a winding staircase that leads deep, deep underground. And if you follow that staircase, if you go down the staircase, the three of you, you will end up on this map that I will share. You end up in this hallway here. If that'll disappear there. With Tam, Lagar, and Blockhead with you, you see a long corridor with lots of very large doors.
Well, already then. So now that we're down at this level, Tam's going to reach out with his permeable awareness again, trying to get a better idea of where those contacts were or are now.
Awesome, that worked. You sense that they are on the other side of the doors in front of you.
Are they all clustered as a group? Or are they spread out a little bit?
You sense most of them, actually, and they're spread out quite a bit. You sense there's a lot of space past those two doors, and to the right of you, you sense like 3 humanoids.
We're going to start there. So there, hopefully not tripping over anything as he tries to be stealthy about this.
Roll me a perception check. That's a pretty good stealth check. That's a really high perception. Lockhead looks over at you and is like, "Wait, there it is again. Do you hear it? It's this drumming. I think it's coming from that middle room over there."
Is the bag still on my head, wherever I am?
Yes, you still cannot see or hear anything.
That doesn't stop me from asking her, like, Uncle Mama, you do have a place for kidnappers, right? Circle bell.
Nothing actually responds to you.
No, I don't expect it to. It's just that's the kind of shit she would be doing to entertain herself.
So do these doors, do they slide open? Do they turn open? How do they work?
They're very heavy doors. They turn open, and they have like those really old door knockers on them or whatever, the like rings or whatever that you would like pull a door open with. They have that on them.
Is there any way Tam could get that open quietly and take a peek inside?
Realistically, these are very large doors, and unless they've been well oiled, you don't think so.
Does Lockheed have any thing that can help with that?
He thinks for a moment. Well, I have things that I can use to kind of break the door open. Like I have stuff that I could maybe blow a hole through it, but that doesn't sound very quiet.
The no oil can in his toolkit.
I mean, I have some oil that I can use, but I don't know that that's enough to. The fuck am I trying to say? I don't know if that's enough to affect this large of a door, or both sides of it.
All right, so just keep it in your pack for now. We're gonna open the door.
Wait, hold on. Maybe it wouldn't be exactly quiet, but maybe if we like freeze the door over, we can kind of pierce through it. Maybe create an opening that's maybe not so loud as an explosion. I don't know. It's just an idea.
So he wants to freeze the door and then shatter a portion of it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's gonna be loud too.
Well, what do you want to do?
How loud is this drumming now that y'all found it?
Did Tam actually hear it?
Tam, you can't hear anything.
Ah.
Actually, I know exactly what we're gonna do. Tam is gonna cast Acid Splash to burn a small hole in the door to see through.
Nice. Why don't you roll me damage? And if you get like over half damage, that's really good damage. You have created, for a door this size, you've created basically half a body's worth of space.
So what does Tam see? But he's melted half the door.
Anyone smell that burning?
You see that with two of your party members. Oh, hold on. There you go. Yeah, you see Albrecht, I guess, is the only person you see right now because of angles and shit, tied up with a bag over his head.
And if I'm remembering correctly, the awareness said there were only 3 humanoid contacts in this room, correct?
I thought it was
Yes.
10. Oh no, 10 in general in the vicinity.
So Tam is going to enter the room stealthily. Basically try to get to there and kind of peek around the corner.
Stealth.
Nice. That's a really good stealth. Let me reveal the rest of the room.
Stealthy stealth.
You see those two people, and for some reason, my fantasy grounds is really slow.
It's
so
masked for me.
Well, like scrolling through a map is taking really long right now. Give me just a sec, because I'm slow and shit. And you see that person in the middle of the room.
So what is this person doing? Or are they also bagged?
Yeah, tied up and back.
So he's going to wave for Lockhead and Lagar to get in, and then he's going to go about freeing his party members, and then they'll discuss what to do with Big C there.
Okay, so the 3 of you make it in there, and Tamery, Anton, and Albert, you are all freed right now.
Okay, and she's like been thinking, I'm gonna thunder wave.
Oh god.
And then in the middle, you take the bag off. She says, and here's the thunder from Den. Oh. Hi.
Hi.
What took you so long?
Couple of guys with armor.
Excuses.
One of you
I can put the bag back on your head.
How'd you put backpack on your hand?
Not one of you knows how to be a proper kidnapping victim. God.
Where are we? Where are we?
You're in a temple under the city.
A temple of whom?
Used to be Helm, now
Oh, great.
unoccupied.
That guy. Okay. Who kidnapped me? Do you know that? Or
The discussion was very short.
okay, but I'm sure you know who did it. Who did it? Who did it? And who's that person over
It was probably the cult, and I have no idea.
there? Okay. All right.
So we're just gonna leave this guy bagged.
Yep. I don't know him.
Well, that does seem kind of mean.
We can get him on the way back out.
This is a fair point.
Until then, we don't know what his deal is. He might start screaming. He might fuck things up.
I'm so proud of us that we all knew to do a tactical stack on this door.
But what if they sacrifice him? And then something terrible happens because they were able to sacrifice them.
Hey, Lagar,
How
why
about
don't
we-
you keep an eye on him?
Yeah, Lacar's gonna protect them.
Lagar's is likely to kill him just to protect him.
Then he can't be sacrificed for bad things.
It's not gonna sacrifice sleep either
But that's still terrible alignment check.
way. Well, then why don't
what's
you stay
alignment?
with him?
Because I don't like being by myself.
But
I'm
you
going to
wouldn't
put
be
the
with
bag
yourself,
back.
you'd be with him.
Can I
It's a
put the
stranger.
bag partly on my head, just enough to cover my
Oh.
ears as I check this door?
Go ahead, do the things. What do I care?
We'll get him on the way back. He'll be fine.
Okay, all right.
Too ready.
Okay, so you roll an investigation check on the store. I'm assuming for traps.
Mm-hmm. 24.
That's a really good roll. You see no traps on this door.
Uh,
It also seems unlocked.
I am going to listen at it carefully, which I am not as good at. Nope. And then we'll open it.
You feel like your ears are still being affected by the bag a little bit.
I'm probably like overly sensitive to noise right now. It's like,
When you open it, you see this. If it'll ungray out. There we go. And in the center of the room, which I forgot to do, but I can do right now because I'm on.
You're
so humble. Principal Overlord. Terminus. The year of all things.
I'm awesome enough. There we go. Okay. Finally figured out which one it was. In the center of the room, you see a pool of water. You can't see from the angle that you're at, you can't see the bottom of it, but it looks fairly deep and still. There is no movement.
I would like to smack a guidance on Albrick with a friendly butt smack.
Thank you, sir.
I would like to do detect magic.
I like your plan as well. I want to step aside so you can take a peek. Be like, weird, creepy pool, underground, probably full of
I've
poop.
disappeared.
There you are.
Look inside.
Tam's gonna take a position at the northern door just in case anybody tries coming through while these guys are working out whatever it is they're working out.
Cast detect magic.
Okay.
Looking in, looking back, looking in, looking back. It's like
So as you look at the pool, you can tell that that the water, like every drop of water in that pool, is enchanted with I'll say enchantment magic. I was going to say divination, but I think School of Enchantment is probably more fitting.
it's not teleportational.
And as you look at it, it kind of draws you in. Like you feel almost as if you're walking to it, even though your body's staying still. Like you want to be in the pool. You can imagine just how refreshing it is. Roll me a wisdom saving throw and beat a 15.
I didn't roll it to save. I clicked wisdom.
Yeah, go ahead and roll the save then.
Yeah, even worse.
No.
The water looks so pretty. I bet it feels nice. Do you think it's heated? I like water. We have some great water parks in Oakland. It's so inviting. Don't you just
Can we
want to
grab
stick your
her?
feet in? It's so lovely. Come on,
I want to
fellas.
grab her before she goes into the snow.
Can you get any more of those freezing pellet things?
What?
I was kind of like grab her by the belt, and I'm like, no, come here.
That is pretty.
So as you turn to ask Lockhead this, he looks kind of. He's not paying attention to what's going on in that room at all, and he slowly walks up to the store, to these large double doors that Tam's up. Give me just a sec, guys.
Albert, do you want to put your feet in the water too?
No, let's do that afterwards, okay?
Mm,
Come on. This
No.
way.
no.
Roll athletics.
Woody, water. I'd probably beat you. I'm not gonna roll it.
I'm just like dragging you along. I'm like, no.
Like my hair.
Not your hair, your belt.
Okay, I didn't know. I mean, I've had people
No.
pull that.
He would
My
not,
extensions.
he would not do that.
My weave.
Albert
So,
is nothing if not a gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
Even to his kidnappers.
Indeed.
So Lockhead goes up to the door and places his hand on it and then puts his ear to it and then drops to his knees. And he clutches his ears and he's like, "Oh God, the drumming, it's so loud." God.
Can we put the bag back over his head?
You
Or over his
okay,
ears.
if you wanted to.
Yeah, pretty much like the instant he would cry out, like Alberic would be on him, putting his hand over his mouth, like, shut the fuck up.
But we should go back in the room and put our feet in the pool.
You can hear, however, huh?
I would say, what the fuck is your problem, dude?
You can hear, however, like when he cries out, that just the sound waves. I don't know if any of you are particularly proficient in echolocation, but you can hear that the sound is being like kept in this hallway, that the doors and the walls are, like these doors are specifically too thick. It doesn't pass through. So even though he yelled, you figure no one on the other side probably heard him. When you ask him what his problem is, you can see that there is blood trickling out of his ears when he removes his hands from his ears.
Oh.
Oh, I mean, what kind of?
I'm going to say to Anton, Albert says, I think perhaps you better get your brother out of here. Get him up to the surface. Get him some fresh air. But come back. We'll wait for you.
Okay. Yeah. Let me grab him and take him out and be like, you make sure nobody comes in here behind us, and take him back to the top. And I'm gonna ask him again. I want some of those freezy pellets if he has any.
Okay. So you basically, because he's on the ground on his knees, you, I'm assuming, help him up?
Yeah, I would just carry him if I had to.
Okay, so you help him up on one arm, and he's, as he's trying to stand up, he braces the other arm against the door, and it flies open. Both doors just immediately fly open, which is an impressive feat because they're extremely large and dense metal.
Is there a pretty pool in there?
Fucking turd.
Fucking bird. Let me unmask this room for you.
I don't think we want to see the things.
Oh, this is annoying because it's a square room, and so I'm going to have to do it annoying. I mean, it's a circle room.
If you hold down, it's either control or shift. If you hold down one of them, you can basically draw with the unmask. can't remember which one it is.
Oh, we got an echo.
Yeah. Let's go somewhere.
Oh, awesome. Okay, it's shift.
Shift, okay. Yeah, it took me like 8 months of using the program to figure that out, and it changed my life. Because it never fails that there's always like diagonal hallways or something like that. It's like, oh god, I have to like draw a staircase going down this thing.
There we go. Okay, so that got most of the room. All the
Goody.
important stuff's anyway.
Yay,
You see this basically destroyed altar. It's a massive destroyed altar, and inside of it, in the middle of it, you see like blood etched or blood filled etched sigils all throughout it. Whatever this place was worshiping before, it's definitely been desecrated.
Yeah, that doesn't say Helm on it.
No, that does not say Helm on it. You also see these fucks standing basically in front of the altar and facing the two of you. They both just pull out their swords, and you see 6 human people on top of the altar. At this point, roll me initiative, everybody.
You're gonna have to throw us back onto the combat tracker.
Oh, you're totally right, dude.
It's my favorite time of day. I rolled another 0 because we
Wow.
I
saved
rolled
best
it
for
too.
last.
Wow.
Wow.
Dumps that dexterity.
Turds better hope that Tam kills you, because if I get to you, it's gonna be terrible.
Oh yeah, how's your trip to Japan going? How's that planning going? I want to talk about something pleasant before I die.
My trip to Japan?
Oh no.
I'm going.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's why Tamery was upset with you.
Because it probably won't rain when he goes.
No, he'll have a nice vacation.
Tamery, are you on the combat tracker?
I'm supposed to be. I rolled initiative.
Yeah, she's on 7.
For some reason, I don't see a health bar on her.
You might have to drag her picture out of the combat tracker.
Ah, yeah, you're totally right, dude. God, I'm such a noob after so long.
It's okay.
I do the same thing sometimes. Like if you just drag
We only
it straight
pretend
off
to
the
know what
top,
we're
it doesn't
doing.
work.
I was like that.
Oh, boy.
So, as a last thing that happens before combat actually initiates, a shadow comes out of the ground, reaches up out of the ground, and encircles Lockhead and pulls him, literally melding into the ground in just a blink of an eye. He disappears, and
Motherfucker.
right? Who's the last person I got to put on here? Anton, that's right. Okay.
Leave the explosives.
I literally just pointed out that he was at the center of an unfinished ritual. It's like this is bad.
Who brought him here?
I'm like, Uncle Momo.
And he reappears over here.
Oh, okay, he just missed his step to get into a better tactical position for these scrub-a-dub-dubs.
That's exactly what he did. Just in a shadowy, weird way.
Let's think positively.
At least he didn't get dragged underground and then like a big fountain of blood shot up or something.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
The night is still young.
Do you want anything bad to happen to Kitty Fury?
I mean, at this point, I'm pretty sure the kitty can take care of itself better than Ken can right now.
I'm gonna make
It's
the
'cause-
cat like an adamantine sphere that I can cast catapult on. Just give him like a little, basically a hamster ball. to wear
Just
in the
put
battle.
a vest of throwing on the kitten.
Best of throwing. Go for the eyes, boo.
Is that what happens when you roll 0? You get to go first?
No, when you roll a 0 on initiative, you wait for your DM to do shit while you're ready to I want to do shit, damn.
I'm a charging my laser.
Laser. What laser?
I find myself very happy I'm not playing Enigma right now, because if I was, Enigma would try to kill his brother. Just
God.
immediately. He'd be like, you know what? I know how to end this ritual. I sanctify your soul in the name of, Tamora. Sure, stab. In fact, I ain't getting this one.
Alrighty, so initiative starts. And you see the brother reappearing in the center of this broken altar. Albridge, what do you do?
What is the altar made out of?
Yeah, I was wondering that. Is there any drawing or whatever?
It looks like it's made out of, I'll say andesite.
So it's like stone?
Yeah, it's stone. Sorry.
They haven't drawn anything, have they?
Well, they've etched into it sigils and filled them with
Okay.
blood.
Okay.
So if we hit it with a shatter, what would happen?
Andesite is very, very strong. You would have to roll high damage to destroy it.
Alright, so here's what I'm gonna do. And you guys might hate me for this, but there is method to my madness.
Mm.
Well, that's not ominous at all.
Well, it's just gonna make it kind of a pain in the ass for everybody. I am dropping a fog cloud right in front of the doorway. So, in other words, in order to be able to target any of us, they would have to actually, like, basically poke their head through the doorway.
I'm not sure that they need to target us. They just need to finish what they're doing.
I am taking my movement
I think.
take cover right here, and I am going to use my bonus action to give Tam a help, so that he'll get advantage and +3 on his roll for the turn.
Okay, so run all of that by me again, please. I'm sorry.
Okay, I dropped a fog cloud. It's a 20-foot sphere. I cast a fog cloud so that there is heavy obscurement in that gray circle right there. And basically, if somebody needs to be able to see to target with an attack, be it a ranged attack or a spell or whatever, you can't be heavily obscured. So basically, I'm forcing them to have to come to us to fight. And then I went and took cover, and I used my help action bonus as a mastermind rogue to assist Tam. I'm like basically shouting, tactical advice.
Nice, okay.
But yeah, I'm basically trying to force them to come to us, because I don't want to go in there and it looks scary.
I like it. So this guard basically pulls out his greatsword and just stands there in the fog. He likes being in this cover. Who are we on now? This other blood of Vecna does the exact same thing. They both hold their action. Tam, what do you do?
So they're holding actions?
Yep.
You can at least negate disadvantage with the help I gave you.
Yeah, but my guess is they're holding an attack action, so if I actually get near them to hit them,
Right.
they're going to be swinging.
Right.
If you remember from the last one of these turds that we murdered, I'm pretty sure they have some kind of ranged bullshit they shoot out of their swords.
That's what I was worried about. That's why I did the fog cloud. I was like, I do not want to be shot up.
All right.
So which one? Did I see before that you threw up the smoke thing? Which one was chanting?
Lockhead in the middle, I think. Voice
Lockhead.
All right, so bonus action, Zephyr Strike. There is enough movement to do this.
Okay.
So one spell slot. One, apply that to Tam. So he is going to trigger the movement and the damage, and with Albric's help, he will not get disadvantage.
Yep.
I'm just gonna have to eat the held attack, I guess, and see how this goes.
Okay.
Yeah, if you have to get within 5 feet, then they won't have any penalty to hit you back. But actually, well, no, I'm not sure. I'm gonna look that up real quick, actually, because I'm not 100% certain how obscurement works.
Well, they're definitely not blinded. If you're within 5 feet, then you're within. I would say that they don't have any disadvantage. If they were trying to do a ranged attack, I would definitely give them disadvantage.
Okay, so that would also then mean that Tam's attack, since he has the help, would have advantage?
Yes. So this guy makes, oh god, he hits with that attack. About 2d6 damage.
Okay, I just want to read this real quick because, like, this is interesting. If something is lightly obscured, such as dim light, patchy fog, or moderate foliage, creatures have disadvantage on perception checks that rely on sight. If it's heavily obscured, such as darkness, opaque fog, or dense foliage, it blocks vision entirely. A creature in a heavily obscured area effectively suffers from the blinded condition. It doesn't blind you, but you are effectively blinded when you are trying to see something obscured by it. So,
wow, okay.
They're actually like fighting blind in the fog.
Yeah, all
That's kind of cool.
3 of them. Okay. So you can, I'll remove that damage off you.
All right, so then that'll knock Tam's attack down to advantage, or sorry, to normal.
Yeah.
And then with his remaining movement, because he took 35 to get in, and he gets 70 total, he'll get back to there.
So when you go in to make an attack, because they hear you, these two, they can't see you, and that's why they're doing this. These two are going to each step forward about 10 feet.
Do they fall? They trip.
They definitely don't fall, but they get within like 10 feet of each other, and they both cast Thunder Wave at the exact same time. The two Thunder Waves meet in the middle and clash, and I'm going to say that because even though Thunder Wave is a sound ability, because it's able to push people back, I'm going to say that it pushes, like an airstream, it pushes a large amount of this fog out into the hallway.
Okay, if that happens, as soon as the fog comes rolling in, I'll just cease concentration on it.
Okay, cool. So the fog cloud goes away.
That's it. That's interesting.
What is the Thunder Wave thing?
Yeah, it makes sense. It's interesting.
Well, I try to think about how magic can be used outside of the box.
Yeah, the exact same way.
Okay, so is there anything else you want to do on your turn, Tam? Okay. Oh. So you guys can see clearly now, and you see Lachlan.
Yeah, I was about to say the fog is gone. I can see all things now that there's no obscurement.
You see Lockhead standing in the middle of this altar, and you see him with his arms raised up, and he's looking to the sky, or he's looking to the ceiling for a second. And when he looks back down, his eyes are completely black, and he's actually like crying this black sludge. It looks unnerving and unnatural. And a moment later, and basically he gets lightly obscured by shadow. Like the area around him gets a little bit darker. And that's all I'm going to say for now. Oh, cool. It's his turn. Ha ha. So he looks over at one of these helpless victims. They essentially have their hands tied. And he says something. Oh my god, the one thing of prep I didn't do was pull this up like an idiot. This will only take a sec. Or it'll take longer because I'm stupid. Oh my god.
Sorry, I just had one of those moments where I was looking through my stuff, deciding what I want to do, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
yes, this is happening.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of scared, Matt.
Looky, Jeff.
Mhm.
Where the fuck do I have this? Okay, it doesn't really matter. He says something like here it is. Okay, he says this this long string of words in a language that none of you recognize. None of you have heard this language before in character, and it sounds a whole lot like Meun Vakade tu ira. And when he does this,
You need a Bocado to Ita?
no, this is what it looks like.
Okay.
He says that in this like bellowing voice, and when he does, the victim that he's looking at starts to convulse, and their muscles start to, like, their veins pop out and their muscles tense up, and you can actually hear their bones breaking a little bit before they stand up, and like they stand up straight again and break their bindings. And that will be Dish Person right there. That ends his turn. Tamery, what do you do?
So yeah, that's not problematic at all.
Okay. I'm going to move right there. How far? This distance? I can't see. How far is that? I wanted to measure. Why isn't it telling me the distance?
It looks like 35 to me, now 30.
All right. So what I'm going to do is I am going to face step to the altar and do dispel magic on it.
So, okay, go ahead and face step to the altar.
That is so risky.
I know it is, but you know,
Good
I
luck.
don't do stuff. I don't do stuff.
No, this is wow. I am impressed.
Touch
Give me a
it
sec.
and like dispel. 1, 2, 3, dispel.
Cast power word buzzkill on the ritual.
Right to censor. Dispel.
So the instant, and I mean the instant, that your feet touch the altar, this guy appears right in front of your face, literally
Oh.
molding out of the ground. He looks like he's made out of a mix of like dark black ink and shadow itself, and he attempts to grapple you. I need you to
Not even the first day. Ugh.
right.
Your brother's got bad manners. All right, bad manners. Where'd your mama raise y'all?
I'm adopted.
I thought so. Okay, all right. I'm sorry to hear that. Okay. What am I rolling? A dex or what? What am I rolling?
Shit, I just fucked something up. You can either roll dexterity or athletics to try and not be grappled, and it's just roll me a check, dexterity, strength, or athletics, whichever is best for you.
Would that be acrobatics if it's dex?
Yeah,
Yeah, you can do that.
18.
Nice. It's a good roll.
Okay, that number was ridiculous, so I'm reducing it. Okay, that is a really good roll. Well, I was like, well, I'll just add his modifier to his other modifier. That's stupid. Like, it was stupid. So I'm making it this instead. Very nice. You were able to squirm out of the way of this inky gauntlet that reaches directly for your throat. You can cast a dispel magic if you would like to.
That's what I do.
Okay. What is it exactly that you're trying to dispel?
I'm trying to make it so that they either have to restart their whole spiel, or they just can't do it. They're just gonna have to set it all the pins again or whatever. I don't know how far I'll on or what exactly it will do. That is up to you. I just know that I didn't like the look of all of this, and that was the solution that the think tank came up with.
Okay. Well, you definitely cast a spell. Unfortunately, no one is under the effects of any spell in the area.
Okay, so the magic, there is no magic.
There's a hell of a lot of magic. I will tell you as a freebie, the victim that just had that quote unquote spell thing happen to them, they're currently possessed by a spirit, by a demon.
Okay. Well, I was trying to dispel the magic of the altar, like anything that was like imbued in it, or
the altar itself doesn't have any magic in it.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I tried, guys. It was a
good try. It was a damn good try.
It was good. The only other thing I had, well, no, I won't say that in case I do it and it works. I don't know.
Right. So at the end of your, oh wait, is there anything else you want to do with your turn?
You can move, but you get an attack of opportunity.
I know. I'm just gonna hold my little coin up and say, "Looky at the situation, Uncle Mom."
No.
Tell my mother and father I love them.
Oh God. So at the end of your turn, the lockhead basically speaks up and says expel, and I want you to roll me a d4.
I don't want to expel in front of an audience.
Oh dear.
I can roll a d4 for you if you would like me to. Oh, you go flying 20 feet.
Yee! Blasting off again. I don't know.
I will say that that's about 20 feet because I don't want to count it out because the lines are hard to see.
Yeah, I'll get rid of this line too. There you go. So, and now it's my turn.
Lagar, I'm going to remove from the combat track.
Which is a shame because we really could have used him.
Yeah. Victim 4, I'm also going to remove from the combat track.
That's good. At least he's not coming up as a possessed guy.
Yeah.
That's what I was kind of worried about. That's why I'm like, let's not take random NPC that something horrible could be done to without the DM feeling guilty.
I never feel guilty.
Okay.
So this victim here, there's another victim that. Oh wait, no. Oh, that's 22. Okay. This victim does nothing, and Vecna doesn't do anything at the end. Or this isn't Vecna, but doesn't do anything at the end of.
Vecna in the house.
So the possessed victim, completely enraged, like gets up and sprints directly at one of you, leaping off of the end of this altar and basically spending its dash action to get to one of you.
Be careful, I think he's got the rage virus.
It ends up there and it ends its turn there. Anton, what do you do?
Is Sam here?
Yes, I fucking forgot to add him back to the combat tracker. Do you have his stat block with you? I can pull it up. I've just got so many windows. Holy crap.
It says only records I own can be shared.
Oh, that's really annoying.
Yeah, you gotta like drag him onto the combat tracker and then make him friendly, and then if you like Anton, if you double click his picture, it'll pop up for you.
Well, I have it like on my hotkey, but I don't know how to give it to Ty.
Try dragging it into the chat.
There you go.
It says only records you own can be shared.
There
It's in the combat tracker, and I'll pull it down onto the map. Holy fuck, I've got so many windows, guys.
Yeah, that'll happen. It's hard to stop once you begin a respectable collection of windows.
Yeah. So, Sam is definitely there with you.
What's the how high is the ceiling?
I'll say I like 40, but this is a really big room, so I'll say 80 feet up.
Oh, perfect. Okay, he's gonna slap a help on me and then fly 60 feet straight up and stay like above me, but 60 feet in the air.
Nice, okay.
And I am going to run in here.
As you pass this victim here, I want you to roll me a dexterity or like an acrobatics or an athletics check, either one, as this thing tries to reach out and grab you. Oh boy.
Okay, so I'm guessing I'm snatched.
I mean, like technically, yeah, you're snapped.
Okay, that's fine. So what that it's just stopping my movement, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What else would you like? Oh, you had advantage. You had help. You can roll again.
That's okay.
Okay, so what do you want to do with the rest of your turn?
Wow, be really okay, cool. All worked out. Wow, that motherfucker's got some health. Okay.
Yep, just barely. You do some serious damage to that motherfucker. And at the end of your turn, the Lockhead in the middle of the altar speaks out and is like, "Oh, come now, brother. Can't you be a little bit more hospitable to my friends?" And I want you to roll me. I believe it's a wisdom saving throw. Whoa, the fuck? I'm going to say that because things are going crazy, I'm going to say you succeed in your saving throw and are not, well, you don't suffer the effects of what just happened. So go ahead.
Okay. Then I would just be like, don't call me brother, cunt.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm present.
Albrecht
God.
is going to.
Do you want me to do the thing?
Yeah, might as well.
On
voice. Albrecht's going to call out to
right.
Marie. A bit of assistance, please, as he takes out his shovel, and I'm going to cast Catapult on it, targeting Lockhead.
And I'm going to say, "You're the uglier one of siblings," and that's cutting words onto the person he's targeting.
Wait and see if he makes a save first. Oh yeah, he did.
So, cutting words, isn't that to reduce damage?
No, it can be to reduce a save. I rolled the thing and.
So he still makes it.
Damn it.
Darn it.
And I'm sorry, the spell that you were trying to do does what?
Catapult. I just launched a shovel at him.
Ah, okay.
At a very high rate of speed. If it had hit him, it would have done a bunch of damage.
So you launch the shovel at him, and you're pretty sure it's going to hit him dead center in the chest. And his shadow melds out of the ground again and just grabs it out of thin air and just drops it on the ground.
Better not break that.
The shadow melds back into the floor. And this Blood of Vecna stands there and does nothing. He seems to be concentrating on something. Same for this Blood of Vecna. Tam, what do you do?
All right. So 10 feet to get there. Bonus action, unarmed strike. If I can find it in my sheet, there we go.
I need to remember to use those legendary actions. I'm an idiot. Nice crit.
Mm-hmm.
So you pretty much put your hand through that thing's head.
Oh.
And when you... Yeah, and then
Yeah,
when you do that, I need both Anton and Tam to roll me a Constitution saving throw, DC 16.
Ooh, oh god. Okay, well, one of you made it.
Tam is completely unaffected, but as this creature dies and has a big hole put into it, it spews out blood that is like acidic and boiling and rotting and shit.
Nasty.
And Anton takes that much damage. It is all over you, Anton. Is there anything else you want to do with the rest of your turn?
So that just took off half his health.
Correct.
Oof.
All right, so that was 10 feet of movement. 30 gets me there. Primary action attack.
And you are doing a melee attack?
Yes.
Okay.
And then 10 feet left, he comes back there. And because he still has Zephyr Strike up, he's immune to opportunity attacks.
That's awesome. At the end of your turn, you recognize a phrase come out of Lockhead's mouth as another victim convulses on the ground.
So, yeah, we need to put him down, otherwise we're going to get overrun here.
Can I see? Can you put victims on the ground, please? Like on their tokens on the map. Cool.
Yeah.
Aim for those. I bet they're really weak before they become evil.
And I'll say that the victim that was just possessed was... Oh, God. Was that one there?
So there's Connie and Constance and Conrad and Confucius and I'm just giving them all names that started with C.
So the shadow does nothing for now. Lockhead speaks up, and what does Lockhead do? He has a lot of fun things that he can do.
Fun for whom?
Ah, yes, okay. So Lockhead looks at Tamery and Tam, and he says, "Compress," like that, like it's half. Like he says the syllables really oddly. And I need the two of you to roll me.
This is a new round, but I did the thing with. Let's take the reaction. Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
I need the two of you to roll me strength saving throws and beat a 16.
Strength. What is strength constitution or what?
No, strength is its own stat.
Sorry. Yeah, what
You're fine.
happens to me?
Oh.
So neither of you are able to resist this effect, and the both of you go slamming into each other. which, because you're right next to each other, it does very, very little damage. I'll actually say that you guys don't take damage to this or from this because you could technically be touching already.
So we're just hugging?
You guys are hugging, yes.
I love you, Tim and Kitty Fury.
Hey, Marie, you are currently hugging Tam.
Yeah. Look at the altar, and you said there was like blood in the things?
Yes.
Okay, since Father insisted, prestidigitation clean one of the things.
Tell me, does that have verbal components to it? Do you have to be able to move your fingers, your hands?
That's cement, or what is it?
Somatic.
It's purely somatic.
No, I think it's verbal too.
I think it is.
So you're currently unable to cast that as your arms are glued with some kind of forceful magic onto Tam.
Okay.
But if you would like to, you can roll a strength saving throw to try and get off of him.
So we're restrained right now?
And I totally should put that effect onto you because I'm an idiot and I didn't think about it.
Verbal instrument. Okay. Well, if I am doing.
Alternatively, you could maybe try to cast a spell to get you guys free. Dispel magic. I don't know.
Of course you would want me to do that. That's a 3rd level. Like, you would love me to get rid of all of those, wouldn't you?
As a DM, I can't really give you any other ideas.
No.
You do have a lot of magic.
Yeah, I do. For giggles, I'm going to try and separate myself again just because I think that's funnier. No! I love you, Tam! And Kitty Fury. It's like Nick Fury, except it's Kitty Fury.
So, at the end of your turn, Lockhead looks over at Anton and he's like, "Oh no, I can't let you go that quickly." And he says, "Dolor," and you regain 10 hit points.
Okay. What?
He still wants to play with you guys for at least a little while. The familiar goes on your turn. Is this the possessed one? No, 17's the possessed. This guy gets up and does another mad dash sprint for the nearest person that he sees. And he grapples onto, he just literally lunges and with his legs and arms grapples onto this blood of Vecna. And they are currently struggling. As one of them is like, "No, you idiot, not me, them!" Anton, what do you do?
Okay, so are some of these bodies like normal bodies, or are they changing after they're becoming spooky?
Their veins are bulging and their muscles grow and their bones crack, but somehow they're still able to command their bodies.
But beforehand, do they look like weak little common folks?
Yes, they do.
Okay, so which ones are, is possessed victim 3 a weak little common folk?
Everyone who's on the altar right now, who's a common folk, is not possessed.
Okay, cool. I will first move my hex from when that other guy died.
You cast Hex?
I did.
Oh, okay. Jesus fucking Christ.
Splat.
I don't think that's right. Oh no, yeah, that's right.
Wow. Okay, so
Mush.
you shoot this sickly beam of darkness, basically, of black electricity that connects with victim number 3, and his entire body explodes.
Hey, I'm a good warlock. My shit would be beautiful and bright.
as his body explodes, basically it turns into a geyser of acidic boiling blood, and Lockhead basically holds up his hand and is like, "Protego," and none of it hits him.
So now, because I already moved the hex to him, I can't move the hex again.
It's a bonus action, I believe.
Yeah.
So I have to wait till my next turn to move the hex.
Yep.
Again. Okay.
It was Abjure. Protego is for spells.
Oh god, fucking lame.
That one definitely misses.
Did the clockwork give you help?
Does his turn happen like on my turn?
It does.
Okay, then yeah, he would have given me help. Do you care if that happens?
Yeah, go ahead and roll another one.
Okay. Ah, it's okay. I failed twice.
There's only so much I can do.
So at the
Target the innocents.
At the end of your turn, he speaks that sickening phrase again, and another victim becomes possessed. Albrecht, it is your turn.
Okie dokies. So, I am going to use my last spell slot to cast Protection from Evil and Good upon myself.
Oh, it's a charisma saving throw. Okay.
And I'm going to use my bonus action to try to be stealthy. Not great. That's okay.
That's a great stealth.
1, 2,
This is
3,
not
4,
going well.
5. I'm going to take cover like right here in this door frame. But that's all I'm doing for this turn is I just cast Protection from Evil.
So this Blood of Vecna comes over and tries to help this guy with the victim. And the two of them together, and you've seen these guys in combat before, they're fairly strong. The two of them together are barely able to release the grip of this victim, and literally both of them throw them towards the three of you guys. The victim lands there. I will say that took up both of their actions.
Okay, so what are my options in terms of getting out of this restrained?
You can roll a dex saving throw. I mean, not a dex saving throw, a strength saving throw as you literally try and shove each other apart. Or you can, if you have some kind of teleportation magic or dispel magic or anything else maybe smart that you can come up with. Oh my god, do you have inspiration, Albrecht?
I do.
You have 2 inspirations?
I don't.
A second inspiration.
Thank you.
That is a reminder to everybody that you guys all have inspiration.
Holy. Tam will now burn an inspiration.
Yes, he will, because having half the party paralyzed is not going to do us any favors.
By the way, don't forget, in the, well, I guess that shit, actually, you should have got it on the last turn. But I was going to say, you should have got the advantage in the Historian bonus, because I assisted you in that first turn. Or did you use it on an attack roll?
I'm so proud of you, Tam. You have gotten yourself dislodged from Tamery.
So did that take an action, bonus action, any of that?
I'll say that took your action.
Curses.
So there is nothing he can do this turn then.
Unless you have any spells that cost a bonus action.
And move back to there.
Hey Tam, how's it going? It's looking pretty rough in there.
You see this black ink kind of wavering around underneath Lockhead. And at the end of his shadow's turn, Lockhead cries out, "What? None of you can handle me. Now that I'm big and powerful, I matter to you. I You're all gonna die down here. It's just a matter of time." And he does nothing on his turn because he's an arrogant bastard. Tamri, what do you do? You are free of the restraint. Oh, I need to take that effect off you guys.
Okay. Well. A lot of what I've tried to do just hasn't been thing. I gotta try.
Aggressive. Be aggressive.
Yeah,
Also,
this is a great time for attack spells.
Okay.
Also, just before we move on, Anton, I want you to roll me percentage die, and I'm calling high.
You are correct.
Your alignment changes to evil.
Oh no.
All the way to evil? Okay.
Well, do you think that that's unfair?
I'll talk to you about
I was planning on yelling at him about it after the combat's over, provided we survive it. So maybe determine it based on his reaction to getting yelled at for killing innocent people.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
Because he might just turn around and cave Albrecht's head in. I don't know.
And I am going to move.
Yay, cloud of daggers.
Yep. And he's like, "Hi, Tam. Hi, Albert. Lovely hallway here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's great. I like the ambience of it."
So, at the end of your turn, Lockhead says something. I haven't really decided. Huh. Yeah. Okay. So nothing happens at the end of your turn because I haven't decided what that would be yet, and I don't know enough Latin.
Oh, okay.
Oh yes. See, that would have been really fucking smart. Okay.
Your mom just gave you an idea?
My aunt did actually.
Ah, yay for Aunt. Does she get inspiration? Does she get a little star?
Yeah, she gets a gold star. You get a gold star, Rebecca.
Shit, everybody loves gold stars. It doesn't matter if you're 5 or 50. You want a gold star.
It's true.
She's all offended. I'm not even close to 50.
Well, I don't know. I'm just saying. Like, I imagine when I'm 93, I'll be like, "Yay, a gold star for me!"
Unfortunately,
So,
Shut up.
this unpossessed victim, as of yet, actually, I will say that your cloud of daggers killed both of them, because they were both, as of yet, unpossessed. And so, at the end of your turn, you just killed these guys. At the end of your turn, Lockhead says, "No, you don't get to fail me. Invocatio tua anima corpus." And one of them
Counterspell.
raises. Yeah, go ahead and roll it.
I don't know.
Or no, your turn is passed, so yeah, you're good. I was
Yeah.
gonna say you already used your reaction, but you haven't.
Yeah, no, I haven't.
So, I'm gonna say that if you want to counterspell this, you're gonna have to roll a 16 on your check or higher.
Okay.
Get him, girl.
I haven't been rolling well. Scared.
You don't need no Vecna to get you power.
No.
That wasn't a charisma check.
What?
Charisma check.
Sorry.
I don't think it would have made it anyway.
No. No.
Mm.
I did.
corpse.
Yeah. That is so bad.
The corpse convulses in place and rises as something darker than it was in its life.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
It stands up and
Does it
and
do the Michael
does-
Jackson dance?
no, but it does
From
do.
Thriller?
Yeah, I got that. It was funny. It does, however, do a running leap off of this altar.
Fast villager. Fast villager. Fast villager coming.
And I will say that it dashes because it had to use half of its movement to get up from prone. And ends there.
That's
Does
right,
it take-
the clockwork thing.
Does it take damage after leaving?
Oh yeah, it does.
Go ahead and apply damage to it.
Please kill it.
It's not gonna die. Can't.
You did good damage to it. Lots of blood being trailed on the floor. This possessed victim has already made its dash action, so it's much closer to you guys. It makes another sprint and jumps past Anton actually, and comes out over here. Anton, if you would like to make an attack of opportunity on it, you can.
Whoops, I did not mean to do that twice.
Well, you hit nevertheless. Nice. Okay. So instead of grappling anybody, the thing explodes right about there. And I need Anton, Tim, and Albert to all make me Constitution saving throws. Beat a 16.
Is it poison?
No, it's acid.
Who has to?
Everybody but you, Tim.
Oh.
Okay, so
I'm actually
nobody.
going to use my arcane deflection to retroactively give yourself +4 to that. Just means I can't use anything but cantrips next turn, and since I'm out of spell slots, there's no reason not to.
Nice. Okay, so you made your save and you don't take any damage.
Hooray.
The other two of you, Anton, would you like to use your inspiration, perhaps?
No.
Okay. You guys take some serious damage from this exploding victim. Tamri, can you please deal Cloud of Daggers onto that one that just stepped up?
I think
It
she
will
already
end.
did accidentally earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Didn't that one get killed?
If it had gotten killed,
Neither
that's
of them.
right. No, you're totally right because it wasn't possessed yet, and he only resurrected. Yeah, he only resurrected one. Nice cat.
Yeah, so 20 wouldn't be there.
And this guy, I think, is just a normal victim still. He's pleading for his life. Anton, what do you do?
Okay, so I guess I'll use my 6 seconds of communication to look at Albrecht in the face and say, Lockhead's dead, fight or stay. Or fight or flee.
I'm really fucking impressed with you. You get another inspiration. I figured you would, want to kill anybody who laid a finger on him. I'm really impressed at you.
I do, but I have to be alive to kill them.
That's fair.
So what are you saying, Albrecht?
Well, I have a plan. It's not a good plan, but I have a plan.
Okay, but the question was fight or flee.
Oh,
I'm either
fighting.
going in hammer time or I'm running out of this fucking door.
No, it's fight time.
Heard. Okay, I will use my bonus action to what's it called? I have a thing, healing light myself, and I have 4 of them. I can use 2 at a time. I have the gift of the ever living one, so anytime I roll healing dice on myself, when my familiar is within X amount of feet from me, I roll max, so I will gain 12 back.
Nice.
Now is when I wish I had
I
the
will move over
flincing
here.
to
Am I
taunt.
gonna take call it or whatever?
An op attack? I'll say no in this case because it
Okay.
dashed over and like yeah.
Okay, so the owl was up in the air, and
Right.
he can safely come over to me, slap a help on me.
Nicely done. You shoot that thing in the head and it ragdolls towards the wall and explodes. Because of the structure of the wall and where you guys are hiding, nobody's affected.
Okay, and so there's 2 things up here. Never mind. I'll use some more movement to get good line of sight.
Shit. I will say because that guy was not yet possessed, he's dead.
Okay.
Alright.
I'm not sure if you can call it saving the day, but you guys have definitely cleared the room of victim.
Better they die by our hands than become instruments of Vecna.
Yeah, but there's also the things that are still trying to kill us that are still in the room.
I'm sure that God sees it that way. Before you move, by the way, Albert, before you move, at the end of his turn, Lockhead says, "Oh yes, Lockhead did see you using that clever familiar of yours." And he looks at it and points at the wall and says, "Compress." I need him to roll a strength saving throw. If you can roll that for him, beat a 16.
Lol, -4.
Okay.
You got this.
See you later, bud.
So he goes flying into the wall. He is resistant to bludgeoning damage. I will say he takes 2 points of damage.
My dad might be able to fix it if I ever get back there.
And he is currently stuck under the wall. Now, Albert, what do you want to do?
Okay, so I took my normal move. I'm going to use my cunning action to dash to get to right here. And what I would like to do is grapple Lockhead and try to shove his head into the cloud of daggers.
A bag? Oh, okay.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. Do I still have my bag?
You should, yeah.
I'm gonna try to grapple him and get the bag on him. I'll try to grapple him first, though.
So
that cloud of daggers is still there though, because I haven't dropped concentration on it.
I know. I'm planning on trying to make use of it.
the instant that you step up that close to him, the inky black shadow molds out of the ground and it starts to stream up your legs. You have a moment, and you can feel this somewhere inside of your spirit. You have like a moment of action left before this gets really bad. What do you do?
I am currently, if it matters at all, I'm still under the effects of protection from evil, and I'm immune to charm, frighten, and possessed.
Okay, so you're immune to those 3 things. What does protection from evil do?
It gives disadvantage to any aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead that attacks me, and it gives me immunity to charm, frightened, and possessed.
Okay, but it gives them disadvantage to attack you, right?
Yes, they give disadvantage to attack me, and that cannot be possessed.
Okay, so you've got this stream of icky black ink that's climbing up, that's flowing upward on your legs. You have a moment's time of action. What do you do?
I'm gonna, like I say, I'm gonna grab Lockhead. Actually, I'm gonna try to just hurl Lockhead into the cloud of daggers if I can.
How do you intend to do that?
Grab him by his shirt
His
or
stupid beard.
Yeah, he does have a beard. Yeah, I'm gonna grab him by his beard, just fling him.
Okay. I need you, if you're going to focus your action on anything having to do with Lockhead,
Mhm.
I need you to roll me an athletics check and
Okay. Might end up
Be-
using my inspiration on this.
yeah, go ahead and use your inspiration.
17.
That's pretty good.
Fuck.
Yeah, so you're fucked. This
Sad.
I
thing
should have inspired you too.
oozes its way up your body and holds your arms out apart from each other and your legs in place, and you've got this black ink flowing over every part of your body except for your face. You are currently restrained.
Okay.
And I don't think it's fair to say that. I don't know. Cat, if you knock that down, I swear to God, you're going into kitty pen.
Poor Kitty Fury.
No, but I don't think it's fair to actually put the paralyzed effect on you because I don't want people to critically hit you. But thematically, you are paralyzed. You're Venom now. That's funny as fuck. Okay, so whose turn is it now? Oh, it's the Blood of Vecna's turn. This guy is going to cast a spell directly at Anton. He's going to shoot out a sickening green ray at Anton, and Anton needs to roll me, I believe it is a Constitution saving throw. I want to make sure. Yep, Constitution saving throw. That is a really,
Constituted as fuck, boy.
yeah, that's really damn good. Okay. I see. It needs to make an attack against you. Okay. See, this is a really complicated, annoying spell called Ray of Sickness. I'll just use his greatsword hit. And he hits for 2d8 damage. The fucking window went away. God, I'm sorry that I'm slowing you guys down so much.
It's okay.
But you are not poisoned and are not weakened by the spell. That's his turn. Tam, what do you do?
Why didn't the other one do anything?
Because I was talking at my mom and I didn't want to waste more time. So Tam, what do you do?
All right, so the shadow that is that in the same space as Albrecht now?
Yes.
Okay, so if and that's what restrained him, not anything from the altar itself, correct?
Correct.
So what I'm going to do here is spend a key point to take the Step of the Wind action. Dash to there, make an attack against Lockheed's Shadow and Spellblade using Word of Radiance to basically try to explode it, boil it away, whatever.
Nice.
And hopefully catching Lockheed as well, because it is a AoE if I want it to be.
Ooh.
That is a fantastic hit.
Nice.
Go ahead and roll me, damn it.
That plus that plus critical on to Lockheed as well with the AoE.
Fortunately, I should have stopped you before that. When you go to imbue the spell in your sword, Lockhead says Protego, and the light fizzles out and makes no effect. So that's 18 damage back to the shadow. I was like, oh, I'll just do it after the shadows. Huh?
So it's 7 back.
Oh, 7 back?
It exceeded by 11.
Well, no, because the frostbite itself, the damage that it did was 18.
Yeah, but 11 of that was overkill damage. So if you're putting 8 hit points back on it, you're going to be negating some of the critical strike.
I see. Thank you.
Yeah, and it was supposed to be Word of Radiance. That was supposed to be radiant damage. I misclicked.
Okay, sorry about that. So you managed to critically strike this thing.
There's no save or anything for that. It just negates a spell.
Basically, counter spell is what he cast. And essentially, you were casting a cantrip, so there's no. You only do a DC for a counter spell if it's higher than the casting level that you rolled. Yeah. So, like, if he's trying to counterspell a 4th level spell, then he has to roll a number on it.
Yeah.
Or use a 4th level spell slot.
Yeah.
All right, and then with his 40 feet of remaining movement, he's going to head over there.
And the creature, the blacky ink thing, is too preoccupied to even try to take an op attack on you.
He still has Zephyr Strike up.
Oh, okay, cool.
I think he has 8 turns left.
At the end of your turn, Lockhead reaches his hand out towards Albric and says, "Oh wait, no, he just did Protego. Well, that's a reaction. This is This is a legendary action."
Does he do oregano?
No, that you're thinking of a different thing.
Yeah, I know. I'm just thinking of Italian herbs.
So,
just to be snarky.
So at the end of your turn, this is the first legendary enemy that I've DM'd before. Sorry. At the end of your turn, yeah, he reaches out his hand and says, "Expel," and I want you to roll me a d4.
Okay.
I've been there.
2. You move 10 feet back, and the inky black shadow completely lets go of you.
10 feet, like there.
Yeah. I'll say that you're either one that you want to be, either on the edge of the altar or on the ground just in front of it.
Ground would be good. I like the ground.
Okay.
I'll roll with it.
On his turn, Lockhead snaps his fingers towards the blood of Vecna and points at the party, and they have received their command. Tamri, what do you do?
Okay, I'm going to. First of all, I'm gonna cutting words him, and I am gonna try and do chromatic orb on him.
Which him?
The voice of Vecna.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just that. Didn't mean to do that.
When you try to cast chromatic orb, he says Protego again, and it fizzles.
How many of those does he get?
1 per turn, but it was just his turn. It's his reaction.
Yeah.
So he gets, the way it's broken down, he has 2 reactions that he can use. I won't tell you the other one because you haven't procced it yet, but one of them is to counterspell. And then as a legendary enemy, he gets what's called the legendary action, which is an action that he can take at the end of every one of the party's actions.
Yeah, you can take like 3 of those in a turn.
I didn't even know there was a limit to it. I've just been not using it as much as I could be. Okay.
Yeah, it's literally 3 a turn, generally. I don't think I've seen one with more.
And I can't do that cantrip. I did that. I'm not sure. 20, 24. Oh. Let me see. And
Cast
there.
fireball.
You want me to guess? I've been rolling so terribly today.
There you hit.
Either chromatic orb or firebolt a bonus action.
Oh no, neither of them are.
No.
You've already cast one.
I was just doing what I was told. Why did I do that? I'm just listening and like, okay, I'll do that. You
Sorry.
do it. Dork.
Yeah, you already used your action. You could like
yeah.
inspire somebody or healing word. Oh, you got
Yeah.
left the bonus.
Yeah.
Not a lot of
yeah.
options.
Yeah. Anton, would you like some help?
Can you do that?
On a bonus action? I didn't, wait, no, I did cutting words, Sam, that's right. I can't do nothing, I will advance the turn.
The Clockwork Owl is currently stuck on the side of the thing. If you'd like to roll a another strength saving throw at the, or even now that works, it's still stuck.
Oh,
cool. I'm going to look at all of the party members, and I'm going to say, focus on the trash. And when I say focus on the trash...
I was trying to. But I've been doing terrible. I've been rolling really bad.
Oh, and I would have bonus action healed myself.
I know.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna make
So
my
if Albert can take out the shadow,
the shadow has molded back into the ground.
I was gonna say I doubt I could anyway. I don't have any magic items like at all. I have no enchanted weapons. I got nothing.
Wait, really? Fuck,
Yeah,
that's my bad.
Remember, I asked you about magic items, and you were like, "You don't get any," and I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Well, I thought that I had said there are plenty of magic items in the party. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
We'll fix that.
That Albrecht has on every elemental ring we have, as if
guys
we
don't-
wear an infinity gauntlet.
You guys don't have those rings anymore. They were stolen from you.
Yep.
I only have my shoesies.
What? Who the fuck stole those rings?
Okay, so
Zelda.
the shadow is no longer here. You were saying, right?
Correct.
Okay. In that case, I am going to. Yeah, fuck it. I'm coming right back to him. Like, whatever. You and your
Do it again. Do it again. 1, 2, 3. Do it again.
Is your spell still up?
Yes.
Alright. Because that's going to do more damage than anything I can do if it works.
So what is it you're trying to do?
Grab him and shove him into the cloud of daggers.
So, replay of the last time you tried to do this. This thing starts to climb up your legs, and you can continue to try and do your athletics, or you can try and escape it. It's up to you. But if you keep with that athletics, which is a good one, you're rolling against the shadow
My hope, because Albrecht does have a 20 intelligence, my hope is that if I grab him and push him into the cloud of daggers as I get paralyzed, he's going to have a hell of a time getting me to let go.
I see. So you're not resisting.
I'm not resisting the
shadow.
paralysis if I can get him to move.
Okay, cool. Then I will make Lockhead roll a, what's it called, an athletic.
Yeah.
Which he's undoubtedly. Yeah, he's undoubtedly bad at it. Oh yeah. Oh my. Okay. Still though, you still beat, but he rolled really well.
Yeah, he did.
He's fighting me hard, like as the ink is coming in, and I'm just like slowing down, and it's just like I'm just like
a bit more, just a bit more.
Come on, boy.
I didn't mean to take it down, but it's like
it was pretty much right in front of him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just
You're
basically
moving.
like pushing him into it, and then just get locked in place like that.
Okay, Tamri, roll damage for me.
Okay, let me. Do I have him targeted? Do I have him targeted? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I shall roll the thingy. Cloud of daggers. La la la.
Takes some.
Nicely done. So he takes some damage, and what do you do for the? Is that all you're doing for your turn?
Yep, that's it. I'm just
Okay.
holding his feet in the fire, as it were.
Then at the end of your turn, incredibly enraged, he screams out, "Exhume!" And that sigil filled with blood underneath you spews out into a geyser of blood. I need you. Oh, no, you're restrained. I think you automatically fail dex saves, don't you?
I don't think so. I think paralyzed is where you automatically fail.
Okay.
I
Oh,
think
this
it's
is,
advantage.
this is a Constitution saving throw, anyways. Beat a 16.
Oh, cool.
Hey, it hurts really bad if you fail.
I use my inspiration.
Okay.
Fuck.
Can he
Can I
actually say that with
inspire
the
him?
bag over his head?
Does he have the bag over his head?
If I could get out of the paralysis for another turn, he's going to have the bag over his head. But right now, I'm just holding him.
You take that much damage, which really isn't much.
Nah, I'm good.
What are you concentrating on?
Probably fog cloud. Never
Oh,
got.
my protection from evil.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. I basically wanted to make sure that he wasn't going to be possessing me with a friggin' demon or something.
Right. Okay, cool. So that's the end of your.
Indeed.
This Blood of Vecna realizes what's going on, and he basically casts some magic over himself and leaps up into the air and ends up over. And that ends his. This person does the exact same thing and leaps up like 30 feet into the. Lands over here. They are not happy with you right now. All right, Tim.
All right, that actually works for me. So to there,
And Kitty Fury.
yeah. So if it's, I'm going to try to orient this appropriately. Would it still have an advantage there because it's basically on Albrecht?
Yeah, if you'd like to, you can also move. Like here, I'll move the shadow, and you can move directly under him if you'd like.
Okay, so there. So that was 20 feet of movement.
Oh wait, who is it you're trying to get advantage on?
The shadow.
Oh, the shadow. Okay, you need to be directly across from an ally.
Okay.
Sorry.
So if you want to move the shadow back, then, because it's the same movement distance either way.
There you go.
Okay, so
I understand your question more now. Holy crap, I'm stupid. Yes, you are.
You're gonna get advantage on that shadow.
Technically,
well, the shadow can't really move either, can it? It's
that's kind of the point.
Well, and technically, if you want to get really super technical about it, Albrecht is wearing the shadow, so technically the two of them are across from each other with the shadow.
Albrecht would straight up tell him, "Stab through me. I don't care. Do it."
Which is actually precisely what's about to happen.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Just
so
he's like, "Hit me."
Tam's going to burn his last key point for a flurry of blows. So 2 unarmed strikes, 1 spellblade strike.
I just realized that the shadow is immune to being restrained, which means that you don't get advantage. Go ahead.
Flanking.
Okay, yeah. Dear God, I'm stupid. Yes, you get advantage. Go ahead. Final answer. I'm sorry. Nice hit. You will have to do damage to both of them, though.
That's fine.
Okay, I'm also going to roll the Colossus Slayer die for this. I don't have it set up for the non-favored, so I'm just going to roll a d8. Fuck.
That's 2 extra damage.
Yes, to both of them.
The ink falls to the ground in a splatter and recoalesces immediately underneath Albric as it resumes its primary function as his shadow.
Okay, so that was 20 feet of movement. 25, 30. Is Lockheed actually in the cloud of daggers, or is
Yeah.
tell me where to be to get flanking on him.
Be right there.
All right, one unarmed strike, favored but no Colossus strike, and a Spellblade Spear hit. So we're going to do the unarmed strike first.
This actually, before you make your roll, this actually lowers his AC because his shadow is no longer helping him.
Nice.
So just let me know when it's okay to drop this dice.
All right, go ahead.
Ooh.
And then
Nice, double hits.
so even though that's a magic, he's resisting that.
It does have the magic effect on it. Let me see what he had. Yeah, apparently his resistances aren't ignored by magic. Okay.
Well, that's lame. So that on him. So he's immune to radiant damage, yet he's a creature of pure darkness.
Wait, hold on. What?
Weird.
I just put Ward of Radiance on him, and it reduced it to 0.
Well, he's immune to radiant damage.
Holy shit.
I want to convey because it has not yet been explained that this, but I mean it's obvious because you guys can read. This is the voice of Vecna. This is the manifestation of Vecna, who is a god, and even though he is evil, he is also a celestial. This is his possessed vessel.
Okay. I know what I'm gonna do next.
And then Radiant, because it's an AoE, over to him.
Out of character, I want to convey that the reason I decided to make him immune to Radiant is because most of the evil enemies that you have fought have been vulnerable to Radiant, which means all you guys had to do was, pull out of your back pocket a guiding bolt and the encounter's over and dead, and I wanted you guys to come up against something that was a little bit more challenging.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the cult is at least vaguely aware of the tactics that have been employed at this point.
So do I roll Cloud of Daggers again? Is he getting out of it for his turn, or?
I'm assuming that Albrecht is probably still trying to shove him in there, so he can get Cloud of Daggers again.
All right.
Nice. We're getting there. He's bloody.
Okay, so being surrounded, you guys have killed all of his play toys. Okay, so he's like, you want to play dirty then? And he's going to move back.
How's he going to do that? He's grappled.
Oh, you're grappling him.
Mhm.
Okay. Then he's like, okay, you want to play dirty then? And he turns his head over to Albrecht and looks back down on the ground that is the center of the Cloud of Daggers. And he says, compress. I need you to roll me a strength saving throw, beat a 16.
Okay.
I give you.
You are immediately dragged. You're shunted into that space Tamery, can you roll damage on him?
Yes. Sorry. 14. God, I rolled well. Just put that onto
I got
Albrecht instead of thing. Sorry. I hit the thing before I changed.
Okay, so did you get that damage onto Albrecht?
I did.
Okay, cool.
Wait, no, I didn't. Hang on. I did it wrong. I'm used to being able to do it in the combat tracker. There we go.
Cool. Okay.
So, because I don't want Albrecht to take it again, I'm gonna, I guess, drop it.
So Albrecht, your entire body, or at least one side of it, you can choose whichever side you want. I don't really care.
Oh, that's so nice that you let him choose. You just don't impale his eye with an arrow.
Stuck to the ground. You feel like some kind of magical force is gluing you to the earth beneath you. Oh, that's right. You whispered me something, and I'm a fucking idiot. The altar begins to shake at your will and begins to crack in some of the outer areas. That so far is the only effect that happens.
Okay.
And this guy moves back, not out of the reach of Tam, and he ends his turn.
Do I get an attack of opportunity?
As you are glued on the ground? No.
Yeah. Oh.
Tamari Oakson, what are you going to do?
I had a thing I wanted to do as long as he's pinned up, just some mental torture, but it's not quite as advantageous. It would have been so much fun, though. It would have. It would have been so delicious. Darn. I'm going to on, because it's been a while, and this is like, it's an area of effect. About like that.
What are you trying to cast?
I'm gonna do Tamari's Tenacious Tirade.
Nice. Okay.
Let me just check the.
What spell level is it?
It is a second.
So you twiddle your fingers, and maybe your hair bounces, and you say something very loud and bombastic, and the voice of Vecna whispers "Protego," and nothing happens.
I had some things that I did want to say.
Go ahead. I would love to hear them, actually.
It's like, hi, I've seen Valerie, Vanessa. She says she doesn't miss you. Your hairdo is awful, and divorce has been the best. Just. Okay, but yeah. Oh well. It doesn't physically hurt it, but I just, it's food for thought.
He's definitely hurt inside.
No,
that's where it really counts, because that's
Does it? I don't think he has anything in there. I mean, he can't keep eye in. He can't keep his hand on. He can't even keep his freaking book. This guy's just falling apart. Continue on. Like, I'm going to, stay away because I am not. In there is badness. I could try, and who needs help? Albert's is 34. You're 12, and Tam is 20. Y'all, you and Albrecht are about at half each. That sucks.
Word is a bonus action.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm not gonna heal him. And I will try. Where is my healing? sorry. There. Well, shouldn't that be a higher level now?
If you cast it at a higher spell level.
I thought it increased in general. Never mind. I guess I'll do it at 2. One more. So that's 10 to Albrecht. Is he still here or is he?
Yep, I'm
He's
here.
Yeah. So 10 to Albrecht.
Thank you.
I'm like, I'm just gonna chill over here. Please put the hurt on. Please. I don't like him. He's falling apart. He's icky. He's got cooties. He smells weird too.
Wait, what? Oh, because it's a -4. I was like, what? Your owl is still stuck to the thing.
Yeah, it would need a nat 20 to.
Yeah, poor little thing. Poor little thing. So sad. Where is he on the? I'll just kind of go over and scrape him off.
Sorry, did we lose Anton's turn?
He's 60 feet up. No, it should be Anton's. Oh, he must have.
I accidentally switched, but it's okay.
I'll bring it. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Anton would once again bellow to his friends, focus the trash.
I've been trying to damage it. Freaking Dark Soul.
Wait, how did you do radiant damage that he's not immune to?
Because I did it to the blood.
He's targeting the blood of
Because I'm
Vecna.
focusing the trash.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Purify the blood.
Yeah, pretty much. So you do some pretty massive damage to these fuckers.
Picketus, but all the blood is christened. I don't know.
Is there anything else you want to do with your turn?
No, I'm done.
Okay. So at the end of your turn, Alberic, not Alberic, I'm sorry. At the end of your turn, the voice of Vecna says exhume again, or exhume if you wanted to get all technical and shit. But a geyser of blood shoots out from behind Tam. I need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw. That was not a good saving throw.
Here on Saved by the Dice, you can trade in your G for.
Yeah, you totally can. If one of you want to roll, I think it's !D20, and tell me what roll you get, and then what you would like to use that for is like a saving throw or an attack roll. You can replace that dice.
Yeah. Usually we cast don't usually do it. You know, it's usually just strictly thing because you could abuse the hell out of that.
You guys, any viewers right now could also, I believe it's !points, and or XP. You know, it's like, I think it's points. It'll tell you what XP you have, and then you can do !items that will tell you what you can spend that on. Right now, seeing as though we've been playing for a little bit, why don't we take like a 10-minute break so that if there are any viewers, they can take a look at what they can do.
Seth!
Right. So we'll be right back in just a few minutes.
Save us, Seth!
Vecna.
1, 2, 3, teach him a lesson.
And we're back.
Welcome back, everybody, to the slaughterhouse.
Aww.
I believe it is newly Alberic's turn.
Indeed.
Alberic, are you going to resist this connection onto the ground?
Yes.
Really? Okay. I would like to advise you that it would take your action to attempt to get up.
Well, that's better than not taking my action to try to get up.
Okay. I want you to roll me a DC 16 saving throw, strength saving throw.
Nice. I use
So
that
yeah.
reaction for arcane deflection to give me a boost.
Very nice. You are now free from the ground.
Okay. So that takes my action, but I can still move, right?
You also have a bonus action. Your talking is a free action, and one item interaction, which is like a stowing weapon or drawing weapon or whatever.
Okay. I am going to step behind Tam. And actually, these stones that are around here, are there any outcroppings that are like taller than I am? Like say a fish or something?
Or is it flat?
It's flat when you're on top of it, but it's above the ground. Like it's stretching up above the ground, but it's flat while you're on top of it.
Okay. So what I want to do is I'm going to dive off right here. And as soon as I can break line of sight, I'm going to use my bonus action to stealth.
And you're wearing my pinky color.
Give me just a second.
You stood so perfectly still. You're invisible.
I don't see him anymore.
I actually get that reference.
And then 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to climb back up right here on the far side of him, like basically trying to get out of, far enough up that I'm out of his peripheral vision. And that'll be my turn.
That invisibility lasts until the beginning of your next turn.
Beautiful.
This Blood of Vecna sees a Tam, he can't do that. He's going to step up and attempt to Thunderwave Tam off of. Basically, he'll grab Lockhead, and he'll Thunderwave to try and not target Lockhead, but to target Tam and the Blood, try and throw you guys away. So
What
I need
does
you
it
to.
do out of all ways? Like
What?
Oh, nothing.
Well, it does, but he's doing what you did with Jerry.
With Jerry? When did I do anything with Jerry?
Remember, you grabbed him. Oh,
Yeah,
that wasn't Jerry. That was the kid, the boy who was being trapped and all that shit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
Basically,
There's so many
You
children.
Misty stepped onto a stage.
He would.
I
pretty
was
much
on
have
top
to-
of him.
He would have to basically do this, like move up in front of Lockhead and then do his code that way, or his there.
So Tam, I need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Well,
That's good. Yeah, it's definitely Constitution. You pass, which means you take half of 2d8.
Yeah, it's still gonna kill him.
Oh god.
Leave in the heart of the dice, dude. He's gonna roll double ones. Told you.
So you take 2 damage. So I'll give you 3 hit points back. And I will just say for brevity's sake that the other blood of Vecna failed and takes a total of 5 damage and is thrown off of the thing. Hey, no team killing. What the fuck, man?
Friendly fire.
Jerk. I just polished this armor.
What's it called? At the end of that guy's turn, the voice of Vecna will place his hand on his chest or whatever and say Dolor, and he regains 10 hit points. This blood, sorry, this blood gets back up, or actually comes around to the front and targets Anton with a sickening bolt of energy, of green energy. If I can, so I need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
It's only if you hit, right? And it's a spell attack.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let me make that attack. He doesn't have a spell attack set up, but
Rand
his
is a weird thing because most things either you roll to hit or you get a saving throw, and with that you get both. It's like, okay.
Well, so he hits me to do damage, and then if he hits me, I have to make the con save or get the poison condition.
Right.
so his casting modifier and strength modifier are the same thing. So I'm just going to use his great sword.
With which hand? No, it doesn't matter because he's like using a vessel, but it's still like.
Both of them, technically.
Yeah.
The green bolt misses you, almost nicks your face, but you manage to dodge. That ends his. Tam, what do you do?
All right. So, with his bag of magical silencing, awesome. He's gonna. Yeah, well, he's going for the head.
Are you going to try and put the bag over his head?
Yes. Can I use a sleight of hand?
And choke
To
him out.
basically just kind of took it over him, and then with his grapnel and rope, basically throw that around his neck to cinch it up.
So
Choke him out.
I will definitely allow the sleight of hand. Go for it.
Roll good.
Roll good. Roll.
Oh shit.
You miss. I was really rooting for you. I really was rooting for you.
I have no inspiration. I have no help.
Oh.
Even if I inspired you, well, maybe if I did inspire you, a D8 to that. Yeah, if I inspired you.
Is this a contested thing or is this a DC thing?
Let's make it realistic, and we'll make it a contested thing.
Alright,
or we
lock
could-
it with the fat dwarf.
We could make it a DC thing. If we did, his armor class is what I would go with, which would be a 14, and you didn't hit that. If you would like to, alternatively, I could roll a dexterity. He has a kind of high dex. It's up to you.
It's either
So
way.
if it's the DC, what's the inspiration die?
It's 8.
So that's actually
Unfortunately,
that's
Did
a
you inspire
50-50.
him, though?
well, inspiration is not a reaction. She can't cast it on you right now.
That's what I was gonna say. Like,
Yeah.
you didn't actually inspire him, right?
Nope.
Okay, then that point.
I mean, at that point, the only option is to see if he fails.
One.
Yeah, it's like a 20 something.
He only rolled a natural 19.
Oh.
I am impressed with you.
Yeah, that's good. That's in our favor then. He rolled like something terrible.
Did the 1 hex work?
The problem is that
Oh.
the problem is that I show the check too many times, so I couldn't get away with saying, "Oh, you succeeded," and then not showing the check.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to say no to that.
It was a good try, though.
So he rolled a 16.
Oh.
What would you like to do with the rest of your turn?
Pray.
There's nothing else he can do. All he's got left is a bonus action, and there's
Send-
nothing he can do
send-
with that. Yeah.
Kitty Fury away. Don't look, Kitty Fury.
At the end of your turn, he looks at you and says, "Expel," and I need you to roll me a d4.
Kitty.
You move 10 feet backwards, opposite direction of him, and are off of the platform.
I feel like we're just like a bunch of kids like tackling an adult.
Yeah, it's
trying
like
to bring
King of
him
the
down.
Hill is what it's like. And just getting knocked off.
But what he doesn't know is that a wild Albrecht is waiting in the shadows.
Okay.
So at this point, the voice of Vecna begins to chant in something that is familiar to you guys. Oh wow! I've been doing this weekly this entire time. They're supposed to get temporary hit points, huh? Oh well, I don't really care.
Can I counterspell it, or is this a legendary?
This is not a legendary action. You can attempt to counterspell it. I would say that the DC is 16.
Real good. Charisma check, remember.
Nope. Why did I do that again? Why did I do that again?
I really like the color of your dice, though. Ha ha! Yes, Marie.
Finally.
He says, "No,
Oh, so strong.
And nothing happens, and he looks cock-headed like to the side or whatever, and he snaps his fingers a couple more times, and nothing really happened. Yeah, exactly. The blood of Vecna that he was pointing at just kind of shrugs, and that's it.
Looks at him. Blood shrugs.
What do you do, Samurai?
I'm gonna try, and it's probably not gonna work because my aim has become.
Just a thought, but if we inspire Albrecht, because he's gonna have the next shot at the bag.
That's a bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
I have to do my main thingy.
You can do it out of order if you'd like to.
Okay.
It's up to you.
Please roll well. No! Damn it. Okay, and I'm going to sing I can't think of anything. I'm so mad that I missed. How can I miss? I just
I am inspired by Tamarie's failure.
Yeah, please do better than me. Please do better than me.
Oh, wait till you see what I want to do.
Please do better than me. So, DA, I can't believe
Not
I
quite.
missed.
Anton, what do you do?
Running past both those guys.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Actually, I wanna go on this side.
Okay. You will take one opportunity attack. Are you okay with this?
Yep, I was good with 2.
Okay. We don't quite go out of the range of the second one. Holy fuck.
Nice.
So that blood of Vecna swings its sword wide and drops it. It goes flying in the other direction.
Looks like the sword is blasting off again.
And I will hold an attack for Albrecht doing something to block it.
Good
Okay.
call. Any legendary action before I go?
No. Yeah, go ahead.
So whilst I am still invisible, I am going to move here.
Your invisibility actually ends at the beginning of this turn.
That's fine. I'm still stealth though, right?
Yeah.
Roll me another stealth check.
Okay.
Roll really high on the.
Nah.
Oh God.
I don't care. It doesn't matter because what I was going to do would break my stealth anyway. But what I'm going to do is I am going to move to right here. Okay. I'm going to use my item manipulation to drop a bag full of caltrops, 5 pounds of them on the ground. And then I'm going to, as my main action, try to cinch the bag on his head and give him a stone cold stunner into the thumbtacks.
Yay, Stone Cold!
Hey,
Or RKO out of nowhere.
what are you trying to do to him?
I just poured like a bag of caltrops right behind him, and I am trying to grab him with the bag over his head and literally give him a stone cold stunner into the caltrops.
Yeah, what's a stone
Is
cold
it-
stunner?
Well, the
One second.
diamond cutter is the same thing, isn't it? You grab them by the neck, around the neck, after you put the bag on, and then like shove them down to the ground, right? That's a stone cold stunner.
Allow me to educate you, sir.
Sorry, we like wrestling here on guys. We subscribe $9.99 to the network.
It's in chat, Ty.
Realistically speaking, hold on. Let me watch this first, and then I'll say.
We have to pause here for awesomeness, rule of coolness.
Didn't copy. Damn it.
Oh, okay. That looks really ridiculous.
That's kind of the point.
It's really
looks
cool.
It looks like all of the momentum is taken out by the guy who's trying to drop the guy on the ground. But okay. I'm just saying, it doesn't look like a real move.
Shut up! That was my
It's
childhood
cool!
you're making fun of.
It's awesome.
It's
Isn't
Okay.
the diamond cutter the same thing?
Pretty much.
So, okay.
Or the RKO, really.
Yeah.
So you're able to drop the ball bearings. That's fine. I need you to
Athletics
like
or sleight of hand.
well, we're trying to get you to put the bag over his head. So I would either make an attack roll or do sleight of hand and beat a 14.
Attack roll.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, my attack roll would be higher.
Diamond color is what we want here.
18.
Yay!
Okay. So you pull this bag, literally the wool over his eyes, and it casts, as you know, an automatic silence ability. And you put your hands around this guy's neck or on his shoulders or whatever the fuck you intend to do.
I give him a kick in the belly. I turn around, and whenever he bends over from the kick in the belly, I grab him by the back of the head and go, rah! And drop him onto the caltrops.
So you give him a kick to the belly. I'm going to say that deals like 7 points of damage to him.
Actually, no. It's just theatrics. It wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
I'm not a monk or anything. I'm just being silly.
The instant that you place the bag over his head, the body goes limp and falls to the floor.
Oh, there you go.
You were going to do some wrestling move on him, like some bullshit you saw on TV when you were a little kid, but he's not standing up or standing still long enough, or standing at all long enough for you to throw him down like that. He drops to the ground with the bag on his head. And
So is he prone on the ground right now?
he is prone and unconscious.
Oh wait, is that auto crit then?
If you would like to continue attacking him, sure.
That should not have gone to
Yep.
Tam.
Please don't hit Tam. He's mostly being held up by, duct tape and good intentions at this point.
Yeah.
You may have noticed that at some point during the fight that these sigils that had blood in them were maybe boiling or whatever. If you took a second to look at it, I didn't mention it because I'm, not a smart DM. But all of the blood goes still once his body hits the floor. Oh, and the clockwork familiar detaches from the wall.
I mean, do I notice this stuff?
Yes, you notice this stuff.
Okay. I won't do anything.
No, you can attack him if you want to. I mean, like, he's your brother, possessed thing.
I mean, this will lead me to believe that he's savable, and I came to terms with the fact that he was not. But this changes things, so. Like, I had every intention of killing him.
What about the two Blood of Vecna people?
They are massively enraged right now.
Oh.
the one blood of Vecna, he raises his sword up, and then the other one says something quickly in essentially primordial. Well, it is primordial. Do any of you speak primordial?
I don't.
I don't think so, but let me check.
Nope.
Okay, well, I'll type it out and see if you guys.
No. Common, Draconic, Dwarvish, Gnomish, Orc.
My mom tickled one of their feet. Did you know primordials are ticklish? For science, Topsy.
That sounds actually disgusting.
Well, it was like she was asleep, and her feet were there, and I had a feather, and I was just are they ticklish, Beasleby? I must find out. Turns out they are, and I nearly was knocked into a wall.
At that very moment, the blood who had raised his sword. See, I don't like just calling them the blood because that's gang bullshit from California.
Blood.
I mean, you think I'm kidding, but they would call each other that.
No, I know they do.
Let's
they also
refer
do
to them
in
by their
in
proper
England.
term. They're the bodily fluids.
Well, no, in England that's a real thing. Like London way, they blood and all that. It's
California too.
okay. Well, that's interesting.
They're all. Yeah, I'm not gonna say any more about that. So this guy stops swinging his sword mid-swing, and then you guys feel like a rumbling, and you hear this creaking, shaking noise or whatever from above you guys, as small rocks and dirt falls from the ceiling. Anybody, roll me a perception check if you would like to, everybody. Those are damn good perception checks. You guys can tell that basically a circle, like a perfectly defined, mathematically defined circle, is being etched through the stone above you guys on the roof that encompasses the area. Basically, encompasses a large area over the altar, and it's starting to crack inwards. This guy looks up and is like, "Fuck this shit, I'm out."
I don't blame him.
He actually, he just runs. Fuck this shit.
So since I didn't take an op attack leaving his attack area, is he leaving my attack area?
You can make an op attack if you would like to.
God, I keep double clicking. I'm so sorry.
That's
Go for
right.
his kneecaps.
The first one would have hit, so go ahead and deal damage to him.
19. You didn't have him targeted. There you go.
You did some good damage to him, but he is definitely still standing.
Which one of them dropped their sword on their critical failure last time? Was it this one or the one who's noping out?
This one.
Okay.
So this guy basically is. I want to say they do something cool with magic, but they literally do nothing. Oh yeah. Okay, I know what this guy's gonna do. This guy flips all of you the bird, and Albric, I need you to roll me. It's not on here. I need you to roll me a wisdom saving throw, beat a 16.
Okay, I'm going to use my arcane deflection.
Wait, hold on. I need to make sure I'm talking about the right one.
Hey, Georgie. I know you want to go do things.
Yeah, okay, it's a wisdom saving throw.
At 20.
Holy fucking shit. Okay.
Georgie.
This guy freezes in place. And passes his turn. That is the second time that you've crit on a hold person spell saving throw today.
Well, the other one was Lagar.
Yeah, but you were the one doing the rolling.
The lesson to be taken from this is don't try to hold a dwarf down.
Can't hold us down.
So with Tam's 19 on the perception, can he tell how big of an area is going to be flattened when that big circular flattening ring comes on down?
Yeah. Give me a sec. About that far. That's not quite centered.
Okay, so what he's going to do is he's going to pop another Zephyr Strike on himself. I can find it in my sheet here. Hang on a second. He's going to zip on over to here, shank this guy.
You're targeting yourself, just so you know.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Well, does the Blood of Vecna 6 get a attack on you?
He's
He's
paralyzed.
paralyzed.
He's paralyzed, and one of the and the passive effect of Zephyr Strike is Tam becomes immune to opportunity attacks.
All right.
It's one of the reasons I fucking love it. It's like, yeah, you're a monk. You're just gonna run across the entire map, and nothing can touch you, except for Vecna.
Oh no.
Well, alrighty then. Yeah, so that was 25 feet of movement, and he's got 55 left. So he's going to get to about there. There's a little bit left over, but he's not going to go running that far. And that'll end his turn.
Lockhead is unconscious and unmoving. Tamer, what do you do?
So as Tam comes zipping by, he points over his shoulders, like, light up that guy.
Okay, I'll try. All I can do is try. Firstly, this isn't probably gonna hit. Why did I do that? 13.
Well, the first one was a miss.
Yeah, so that's that. And, fellas, move it! Ceiling's going down.
Isn't 6 supposed to have advantage from my guiding bolt?
6 is currently paralyzed, and
Yeah.
she's not targeting 6, so
I was trying to do 3.
yeah, she was doing 3.
Oh, okay.
I think that only lasted a turn anyway.
And, so, real quick, be healed.
I mean, he's bleeding slightly less now.
I know.
As Albric, well, as this is happening, as Tamery is casting this spell, at the end of your turn, a shadowy blob spirit thing molds up from the center of the altar, and neither Anton nor Albric, but the player who plays Albric. So if you're looking back in the center, if Lagar were there, you guys can recognize that this is the exact same spirit of the guy who took his own life back in the tavern. And he's wrapping around Albric's ankles and up his legs and across his arms the way that Vecna's shadow did. But Albric is currently restrained. Would you like to say as a free action what you said in chat?
Yes, please. Albert
So-
kind of looks up at Anton and he says, "Get moving. No one should have their brother's blood on their hands. Let me do you their soul this one favor. And keep an eye on Tabery. She's important in ways I've no time to explain. There's no point in doing what we do if heroes get covered in innocent blood. Mind what you do, or you're gonna end up just like this one. Basically trying to guilt him for killing a bunch of innocent people.
And I'm like, Tam, what do you think they're saying? What's he saying?
Is there anything else you would like to do with your turn, Tamery?
No, but I would have loved to have been able to hear what he said, but I don't think I can really.
Roll me a perception check. Beat a 15.
Feeling so garbage. I
You heard-
heard it!
You heard every word.
I say it in Orcish.
Please.
I don't.
It's like,
Why is he speaking Abyssal?
I don't know. I was just like snorting. I don't know.
Cam would have actually understood that if it was an orc.
Yeah, it's like, what did he say, Tam? What did he say?
So, yep, your clockwork familiar is free.
Does it cost me an action to like drag someone?
It probably would, yes.
So like I can't grab him and because I have to dash to get out of the circle. It's half speed to drag someone.
I will say that if your clockwork familiar helps you, like gives you the help action, you can roll strength with an advantage. Or you won't even have to roll because he's not resisting you. I'll say if your clockwork familiar helps you, you can get out of the range without having to dash.
Okay, well I would just drag him out of the circle.
Who are you dragging?
I'm assuming you were dragging Lockhead.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But the
Drag
thing
him.
is gonna hop in him. But I guess he's out of the circle. I don't know if it matters.
Alberic, you've got this shadow is like intertwining around you, and it actually, like, the torso and head what am I trying to say? It stretches around your back and up into in front of you, and you see this face, just this demonic face smile with these extremely sharp, inhuman, pearly teeth. And the ceiling falls out from above you guys.
Oh no!
Can I take a bonus action to spit in his face? Ceiling falls.
Yes, you can.
Yay!
He chokes on it. And you and the paralyzed blood of Vecna are crushed. Crushed completely by this collapsing ceiling. And from the center of it, a woman falls, but you fall into death before you're able to see that. I will PM you about what happens in private.
Oh
That thus is the death of Alberic Aylesworth. He was a drunken man. There is yet one blood
no!
of
Yeah, I
Vecna.
know.
The rest of you players, the instant that the ceiling falls and the rubble settles and all the dust goes away, you can see a woman standing atop the rubble.
What does she look like? How tall?
I would say she's about 6 feet tall. And she looks like that. What? No, where did it go? That's really annoying. Okay, well, basically you recognize her and it's Zelda. I wanted to show you the picture and
Oh,
that to be
Zelda.
I wanted that to be the reveal, but I couldn't find the picture in my maps thing,
Yeah.
oddly. But You all
Hello.
recognize her crashing through the room. And anybody who would like to can roll me a perception check, except for Albert, who is dead.
Anton, look, it's the lady who wants to kill you and not marry you.
I hate her.
So, nice. Those are good perception checks. The two of you can see that she is wearing all three of the rings that you guys, the party, had.
Oh, that's lovely.
And she just used the earth ring, so it's like glowing with a brilliant green color.
3/5 of a Thanos.
Yeah, basically. This Blood of Vecna, he sees her and instantly tries to cast a spell at her, but she snaps her fingers, and his lips are tied together, and he's literally incapable of separating his lips or casting any spells.
I want to do that.
He looks around and he's like, nope, fuck this shit. Runs to the left and disappears through that.
I'm not good at running.
This guy is dead because he died just as much as Albrecht did. Goodbye, Albrecht.
Goodbye.
And Tam, we're at the top of initiative, and I will say that this takes us out of combat.
So
I'm
Tam
gonna
will walk
look
up
up
here.
at the chick and be like, "You killed Albrecht." It's annoying.
So Tam's gonna walk over there, look up at her, and say, "You're late."
She dusts her stuff off and looks at you and says, I came as soon as I could. Some bastards tried to back blag me as soon as I got out of the embassy.
That's
But
going around.
Apparently, as soon as I caught word when I got back to the embassy, as soon as I found out where you were headed, I put two and two together. I hope I'm not too late.
Very. Extremely. Not even fashionable.
Well, what's the situation? Where's the
What?
enemy?
Underneath you.
Oh, so I did a good job?
Not exactly. Oh. Ew.
You remember the dwarf who removed your collar?
You killed him.
You're kidding, right?
No, you're standing on him.
She closes her hands into fists and closes her mouth and just steps off of the rubble.
Wow, terrible things happen in this country.
Tam just kind of gives Tay a look and raises an eyebrow.
You can
Right.
actually, if you look at her, she's basically looking down at the ground, but Tam's at just the right angle to see that a tear actually falls down her cheek. She looks like she's angered 2 tears.
Tam's going to walk over to Anton and Lockheed, but he's going to pause by Zelda as he goes by. He doesn't say anything. All he does is put his hand at the small of her back for the briefest of moments and then keeps on walking.
Wow.
He gets over there, he looks over at Anton, says, "Your call."
I'll kneel down and make sure the bag is thoroughly secured on his head and throw him on my shoulder and just start walking to the exit.
Mm,
And what do the rest of you do?
I guess I just look at what now is like just a huge rock. You're like, well, I feel like it's a bit of a waste, but uh,
It's always a waste. That never changes.
I don't know if he was. Death isn't as simple as it was, because I keep remembering that certain people with certain jobs can't be, or seem not to be, resurrected. So what's happening to them? And he was a caster of some sort. So, but I don't know.
When she hears you, being all teary and pained and all that, you kind of hear some stuttered breathing, and then she inhales strongly and clenches her fists again, regains her composure, and says, "There's still one left alive. There's no time to mourn." And she points over at the door over here, which I forgot to reveal. She points over at that door, and you see a ball of fire. Well, no, sorry. You see a ball of water leave her hand, and it just completely bursts the door off of its hinges. She marches down the hall.
It's just not as simple as him just dying and martyring himself. He could suffer for forever or God knows what. But then again, he might not have been a wizard. I don't know, but I feel.
Talk later, Tay. We still got work to do.
Uh,
And with that, Tam will head off at a trot.
I'm coming. My wonderful movement speed of 25.
Pedal faster. But hey, she gets the chariot now.
I don't want the dairy. Poor Tressem's gonna be all lonely and not understand.
The trestle comes flying into the room, through the broken ceiling that you can see that leads out into the day. The trestle comes flying into the room and drops to the stone rubble. It can feel its previous master, and no matter how weak the creature is, no matter how small it is, it's still trying to move the stone.
Oh, you're evil.
It starts trying to claw through it, and then it reaches at the edges of some of those smaller boulders, and it can't get them through. And you see that the trestle from the back of the trestle all the way down to its very fingertips starts to dissipate while it's still trying to move the stone off of its previous master.
Oh, that is so. You're awful. Oh, that's horrible. And it's just disappearing.
Yep, it dissipates. It flows off into the wind in ashes or whatever. It was his familiar, but now that he's dead, the familiar can't stay here.
Oh my god.
So,
okay, you're gonna have to explain to my husband why I'm crying. That's awful.
that poor little guy really loved its master.
No, shut up.
So when you walk through that door, you see a pretty empty hallway that leads down to the same room that you guys had entered second. And you see Zelda standing there in the middle of the room. Now, you can't technically because you're not moved in far enough yet, but when you do move in far enough, you'll be able to see the last remaining member of the cult is standing, waiting in the middle of the waters. And what's it called? And he looks dazed almost as he's kind of rocking back and forth, just staring at the water.
I want to do lightning bolt.
You still have a 3rd level spell after all that
It's
shit?
not lightning bolt. It's a chromatic orb lightning. It's a 1st level.
Okay.
She's standing in water. It's just too inviting. But I'm probably gonna
inspire
miss.
yourself first.
I can't do it. I can't do it. It doesn't work that way. Why did it roll twice?
Because you had Tam targeted, apparently.
I don't want to do that.
Well, the chromatic orb to hit the blood of Vecna definitely hit. Just on target Tam before you do damage.
Where's the untargeted now?
Yep, looks good.
Okay. Lightning.
You did that? Yep, you did some pretty good damage, and the electricity crackles out and spreads onto the water. But you feel from somewhere inside of you, you feel that something about the water feels thick, maybe dense. You're not sure that that's the right word. None of the electricity goes beyond touching the very surface of the water. It feels too thick to you for some reason.
Darn.
After you do this, Zelda says, well, she doesn't say anything. She just raises her hand, outstretched, open palmed towards him, and the waters begin to churn. And basically, she turns this pool of water into a whirlpool that knocks this guy off of his feet. And he is still completely dazed. And she collapses the water on top of him and drowns him over the course of the next couple of minutes, unless you guys do anything to stop her.
Nope.
After a few moments, the bubbles that lead to the surface of the water stop, and the creature, the blood of Vecna, becomes still, and the waters reflect his stillness. All of you feel empty, as if winning today wasn't really a win,
No joke.
but you've definitely killed almost all of the enemies here. But now, what are you guys going to do?
Step 1, get out of the Evil Death Dungeon.
You hear some shouting from the room that you guys just left, and you can hear what sounds like just normal humans shouting in common, like, "Hello? Is anybody down there? Are you guys okay?"
Nope. Mentally scarred.
Anton, from inside the room, you can see a group of 4 or 5 people. I think it's actually 4 people. You can see a group of 4 people who look like they're adventurers. And they're peering down the hole and looking at the rumble. They're not quite sure what's going on here.
Where are they?
They are in the center room, but above it where the ceiling crashed down.
Oh. I'm going to exit the place. It's not fun here. I have to go explain things to a donkey.
That is another ridiculous stat set right there.
Holy shit, is it ever?
I would have called bullshit if I didn't see it rolled.
That's why I was in front of people.
Wait, what? How is it a ridiculous? Like, the highest number is, say, 15.
17.
Yeah, but they're all mid to high teens.
Yeah.
None of them
It's
are
not-
like super good. I'm just like pretty good at everything. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was wanting to roll well.
No problem. So you guys are wanting to get out of here?
Yeah, it's time to go.
So the people up top are like, "What? Do you guys need help? Maybe we can get you out of there. Is everyone okay?"
We're alive. The rest is we're alive.
Where's Zelda?
Finishing some business.
She's down there with you? How did this happen?
Dynamic entrance.
They kind of talk back and forth to each other for a second, and they're like, do you guys have a way out of there?
Yeah.
We'll meet you topside, okay?
They're gonna hang us, aren't they?
They don't
They're gonna
look
burn us at the stake.
They do not look like city guard to you.
Doesn't
They-
matter.
They look like adventurers.
Okay. I was about to say the villagers come with their pitchforks. You know, since I've gotten with this group, there's been like 3 deaths. There was the ghost guy, and your brother looks kind of dead, and Albrecht. I mean, I'm concerned.
Me too. The deaths have increased almost 300% since you showed up.
Hmm.
So if you guys would like to, you can definitely make your way out of this building. Zelda will quietly go along with you. She's not even going to try to apologize for killing your friend. Like, there's just no point to that. Once you guys... Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I'm trying to find. Is there like a magic college in this town? Like it's the capital. I imagine there's some kind of wizard university or something.
The closest to that would be the library in town, which is said to house all of the magic, or not all the magic, sorry, all of the knowledge you could possibly ask for. That is literally the catchphrase, or any knowledge that you could ask for.
But this is a newly formed governance, right? It's only going to have, well, unless they sought out specific knowledge of previous texts.
I mean, if they raided the what's directly to the northwest of them for knowledge, that could lead to some shenanigans.
I'm just looking for someone that can cast a 3rd level abjuration magic spell.
Of what?
There are known to be wizards in the what's it called? The library tower. There are known to be wizards. You might be able to find someone powerful enough to help you.
Is this tower being constructed or is it completely complete?
It's completely complete, but I'm surprised it took you this long to ask.
I've been busy being kidnapped, sir.
Anywho, if you guys, let's see, what time is it? 7:14. Okay. If you guys would like to, you can immediately go to the tower, or how do you want to handle this, Anton? Do you want to take your brother to the apothecary or something?
No, I need to get him to somebody that knows magic, not somebody that does fucky things with herbs.
Besides, there's a hag there. or is there?
That guy clearly has questionable medical ethics.
What? No way. He's just a normal doctor. Leave him alone.
He made me feel worse.
I mean, that's not actually uncommon, but
Right?
I've got to go talk to a donkey.
Poor Lucy.
Yeah.
Or whatever the trustle's name was. I mean, it served you to death.
No, that's a good cat.
So for now, I'm going to say that we can save some of our role play to be done in the chat, in the in character chat.
Mm.
I'm actually getting a headache from my eye, which is really
Oh, no.
annoying.
Oh,
Yeah.
sucks.
So I'd like to call this a little bit short, and then I will PM people about things that they would know about and stuff,
Okay.
and we can hash stuff out through the week.
All right, cool.
Okie dokie.
Well, thank you very much, everybody, for watching. We will be
Mm.
having Out of the Abyss tomorrow. Retroverse is on Thursday, and Broken World on Saturday, and Shatterpoint, of course, is here.
And Rad Spike.
Oh, Rad
well.
Spike! Rad Spike on Saturday
Yeah.
as well. Saturday evening. Almost forgot about that.
Yeah, so it'd be like a Fallout sort of setting
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
with
Billy.
the D100 rule set.
Yeah, Billy has made his own set of rules for it, and it's pretty freaking cool, actually.
Yeah, so
But,
take a look at that.
Thank you guys for watching, and have a good night.